It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó.
Maiyegun Diary.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Remember, take your time, read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, share it, then like it before you begin to engage with it.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary.
Akeredolu is yet to be brought back to Nigeria. Talk less of him being entered, buried. They have already started scandals after his death. Saddest parts, it is turning to Yoruba versus Igbo again.
Maiyegun ti dé, ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
The ugly side of inter-ethnic, inter-religious, inter-tribal marriages in Nigeria. That if you really, really care about the future, you will watch this broadcast tonight.
Bàbá bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. sọ́ra yìí. Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Ayé sọ́ra yìí. Gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Ayé sọ́ra yìí.
Thank you. Share the broadcast.
Ayé sọ́ra yìí. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Ayé sọ́ra yìí. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Ayé sọ́ra yìí. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ayé sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé. So good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Maiyegun live. Yesterday, we were sort of reporting the obituary of the former governor of Ondo State. And in my presentation, I was able to say that, listen, this guy will mean different things to different people. As much as his last days as their governor is saddled with what became prominent, selfish, and then greed of, clinging to power. Others said, that's just even the last minute. His government in Ondo State has been one of the worst. And he is a very good example of the kind of government he ran in Ondo. But I mean, I kind of would go with that. Say all you have about the man and his government, hold him responsible, including the role played by his wife, a member of his family, hold them responsible. But no, it's not going to really fly that way. They are already taking it to the next level. The name, Betty Akeredolu. Betty Ayawu Akeredolu, the first lady or former first lady of Ondo State, the widow of Rotimi Akeredolu. It is barely 24 hours after the pronouncement of the death of Akeredolu that they are typical, lazy-minded, freeloaders, and people we call the Abolowo cars have taken to the media. Now, this is going to be the backstory. Let's start from here, in case if you haven't seen this.
Good morning, my good people of Ondo State. What a Black Wednesday. We lost our governor. May God forgive him all his sins, and may God accept him on his right side. Folks, there is nothing that kills a man than having a bad wife. Having a bad wife. You may not know, but I've been following all the events. Akeredolu did not enjoy his last days on earth, despite all the wealth. And this is a big lesson to we that he has left behind here. To we that it's not that money cannot buy you happiness. Money cannot buy death. Money cannot cure sickness except God Almighty. And this happens if you have a good wife by you. A wife that can intercede on your behalf. Either a Muslim or a Christian. When Ondo State were busy praying for Akeredolu, the wife said she does not believe in prayers. And today, where are we? And that is the fight I've been fighting for the past 7 years. That Akeredolu carried our state and gave it to his family. But thank God today, it has come to an end. It has come to an end. But it's a big lesson to all of us. It's a big lesson even to Betty herself. That she's acquiring the whole of everything in this earth. She's acquiring everything on this earth. Having the biggest fish pond in Nigeria, building the biggest hospital in her village, turning her village into a Mecca, having choice properties across Nigeria, in Ore, in Ibadan, in Lagos, building hotels, buying houses.
That is actually where we are going. The backstory. In Nigeria, all over Nigeria, once you become a governor of a state, you would automatically turn the state boss to your family boss. All of the 36 state governors in Nigeria and their family, they are those who have the key to the resources of their people in their different states. They steal the money belonging to their people, right, to buy properties all over Nigeria and all over the world. The looting of Nigeria is done by in parts, and in this case, Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, happened to be what you can say probably a rich man in the midst of very, very, very poor people. Now let's roll it back a bit. You see, there is something in Nigeria that a lot of you watching me right now will probably agree that you've experienced either by yourselves or the people around you. You see, there is this mentality, especially the part I grew up in, which is the southern part of Nigeria. There is this mentality that when a rich member of the family, right, dies, there is always hidden animosity from members of his extended family against his wife. They usually blame the death of a rich man on his wives. It is not because they love the rich man. It is because of the wealth of the rich man that they felt like his wife and his family and their family are those who have been enjoying the man more than they should. They, the direct family members. So there is always this. I'm still coming to the part of being governor. That one is like big battle. So most of the time, because the extended family members are interested in the properties of a dead, rich man, so they will accuse the wife of different things until they will chase her away. Then they will take over the entire properties or assets of that individual. Most times they just chase they don't just chase the family, the wife away, they chase the children away too. And there are many, many children that grew up poor simply because their father died and the members of the family took over that. The asset of their father. In instances where the woman stands her ground and fight through, she will likely completely be abandoned by the entire family for standing her ground and keeping her family assets. So these are, as we kind of started growing up and all that, a lot of people started paying more attention into writing their own wills or putting their own assets in the name of their wives, children, just to at least see what they can save in case of incasity. And for those who know this very well, this is not limited to whether you marry a Yoruba man marry a Yoruba woman, or an Igbo man marries a Yoruba woman, or a Yoruba man marries an Igbo woman. This has nothing to do. In fact, people will agree that as bad as this sounds, and as rampant as they are in most places, they are just like as frowned upon as anything bad in every culture where I come from. In Igbo land, in order to strip a woman of the inheritance or of her family asset, of her husband asset, they could accuse her of witchcraft. They could accuse her of killing him. But the purpose is not actually because they care about their family member. It is because they actually want to take over his assets. And in this, a lot of people have done so well lately by ensuring that to avoid all these kinds of problems for their family when they die, they began putting things in order. And I have not really seen much of people fighting over assets or accusing somebody who just lost her husband of everything that went wrong with her husband. So it's been a while that I have actually seen this, something like this, okay? Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, the only man who authorizes every penny, either spent wisely or stolen when he was governor of Ondo State, is sort of being absolved of all blames. Now, the only difference here is this. Even before I even get to that Akeredolu, you see this issue of blaming the wife for the death of her husband because they want to steal her husband or her family's assets. This has also led to, within, let's say within Yoruba land, there is this what you call the stereotyping. They will say, Ijebus, be careful of Egba. Don't go and marry Egba woman. No. Ijebu or your woman should be very careful of this other man. No. And all of that. So that sentiment also exists within this our region, right? But like I said, a lot of people have learned a lot from what either they themselves suffered due to what happened to their parents, and they didn't want that to happen to their children. Their people have improved more and more to the point that you could barely hear that these days. But when it comes to that of Ondo States, Akeredolu and Betty, they have been married for over 30 years. In these 30 years of marriage, Akeredolu was governor for how many years? 7 years or 6, Which means Akeredolu, who has been kind of successful, throughout his career, had a Betty, an Igbo woman, as his wife. Okay? 30 years. They built their family. The Lady Betty herself, in her contribution to her family, they built wealth. But nevertheless, Akeredolu, like every other rich man inside the flood of poverty lineage, is probably has been dealing with so many members of his immediate or extended or nuclear family who have somehow over the years, they've always probably suspecting Betty not letting them access their brother Akeredolu. But for 30 years, Akeredolu built a career that made him one of the sought after constitutional lawyers in Nigeria. He became a senior advocate of nuisance, which is their senior rank in lawyer in Nigeria, in law. Then he also became the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, which is actually the pinnacle, the zenith of his career, right? He did all of this with an Igbo woman, who happened to be the mother of his children. They were raising their family. They were doing fine. Then they joined politics. Betty, like every other woman, took her place, the first lady. What is the difference between Betty and Remi Tifnumbu. She is the wife of Tifnumbu. Betty is the wife of Akeredolu. And they are both feeding fat on the public fund, living off it because it is what you let them do. And who signs all the check? Akeredolu, your governor. So they started milking on those states, like those before them and those that will come after them. Betty took her own chance too. As the husband is stealing, they are taking care of the first lady. As the first lady is taking some, she is extending it to her own member of her family, which is actually what? Feeding fat on public fund. But that won't make any sense if they didn't say, oh, you know she is Igbo. She never let us get closer to our brother. When our brother became sick, we decided to pray for him. She said she doesn't believe in prayer. This is after 30 years. So. And these family members who now want to offer prayer for leukemia, who want to offer prayer, maybe they were asking her for millions and she's not giving them the money. Now, suddenly, they care about the money of Ondo State that she and her husband and her family have been feeding on. You see, I'm using her family, her husband, herself, her family, her house, because that's how it should be. Whatever crime, financial crime committed in Ondo States, when Akeredolu is your governor, is committed with the approval of Akeredolu, and you have to put them together. That's not what they are doing now. They said a woman that has been with her husband for over 30 years doesn't even know how to care for her anymore. For him anymore. According to them, this Igbo woman, Betty is Igbo now, okay? After 30 years. Now, you see this Igbo woman that has been with her husband for over 30 years suddenly doesn't know how to care for him anymore. And in fact, she actually wants to kill him. In fact, she killed him. We believe she killed him. How? We wanted to pray for him. She did not give us money. She kept him and hid him from us. Meanwhile, Akeredolu would still be alive if not because of this Igbo woman. Because they have a demography or the demographic of people they actually want to appeal to. It is now, because you know what, before now, in Ondo State, there's something they call the government of the father, of the mother, and the only son. That is the government of Akeredolu in Ondo State. Akeredolu, the chief, the man in charge, who assembled the team, the commissioners, the PAs, this, that, and he's been signing all the billions out there while the rest of Ondo State are languishing. You know that. These guys have now they are trying to push Akeredolu aside. And Betty is responsible for the looting of Ondo State, according to that lunatic you saw on your screen earlier. You know what I mean? Now, you have to be very careful of the wife. Oh. The type of woman you marry. He didn't stop there. He went on to say, Betty is an Igbo woman. And Igbos, they love money. And because of money, she did not care for her husband. She was more interested in looting. Meanwhile, the same woman has no chance of assigning any money. They know that. But they were appealing to their bigoted runukus. Because the politics of, the politics of tribal, ethnic, and religious division is the basic doctrine of the APC, Egbekegbe, that Akeredolu looted Ondo, underdeveloped Ondo, and destroyed Ondo State, is because Akeredolu has an Igbo wife. That is their narrative. According to them, Betty has the biggest fish pond in Nigeria. Somebody feels like, wow, that fish pond was supposed to be our family fish pond. We must collect that fish pond from her. It belonged to our brother. She has properties all over Nigeria. Not that Akeredolu has properties all over Nigeria and abroad. No, Betty has it. Akeredolu doesn't. I'll replay that for you. The full clip. Let's watch it. And I want you to please remember something. I am not here, okay, to defend Betty or make her look good to all of you. No. I am here to expose the hidden cryptic message that the people like this actually represent. And I want you to actually reflect that in your lives. In Nigeria today, there is chaos everywhere. There is clashes of clashes of identity everywhere right now. Okay, in northern Nigeria, you have the Hausas, you have the Kanuris, you have other ethnic nationalities from northern Nigeria. In the middle belt part of Nigeria, you have the Anaks, you have the TVs, you have the as you have all those tribes as well in this middle belt part of Nigeria. Today, the confusion in northern Nigeria is that you'll be hearing Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani. There's nothing called Hausa Fulani, but they have actually created Hausa Fulani. Because when you see an Hausa, supposed Hausa, you will see that the mother is Fulani, or the father is Fulani, the mother is Hausa. So they created that impression that a confused identity that, in fact, should have been a plus. They call it diversity. When you mix like that, you create diversity. It simply means there will be no way in the world that you will come after one another and start killing yourselves when you have already intermarried. Sure, you understand now? But meanwhile, the politically divided Nigeria is not telling you the ugly side of that diversity they told you. The Igbos marrying Yorubas, the Hausas marrying Yorubas, Yorubas marrying Fulanis, Fulanis marrying Igbos, Igbos marrying Ijaws, and all of that stuff. So what are the kind of flock of people they are supposed to be breeding? They were supposed to be breeding the real supposed Nigerians, the ones that have intertwined by blood, by everything. That should have been the plus of the diversity, Abi. No, it is not. The ugly part of it they are not telling you is that, in fact, as for over, let's say, for the past 30, 40 years, that people have sort of mingled and mixed and, in fact, intermarried for so long that they have grown generation of, supposed Nigerians who have connections to almost every part of Nigeria. Sure, you understand? As that should have sustained and possibly wiped out the hatred and then the division that you currently see in Nigeria today. The reason why it is not working is because while that was taking place, the real agenda of the Fulani jihadists in Nigeria is that of subjugation. So once they said your blood is tainted, then you don't deserve to live. Do you understand that? So all they need is an excuse. And that is happening in northern Nigeria now. The victims of most of the terrorism in northern Nigeria are the Hausas. When you now begin to come to the middle belt part of Nigeria, where some of them even speak Hausa, to let you understand the type of integration, diversity they talk about, that should have been a plus. In the middle belt, they speak Hausa. But there are Fulanis who also speak Hausas that are armed, and they are slaughtering them and clearing them. And they are asking, why? They said, because they are not probably of the real blood enough. They want them out. They want the land. In Yoruba land of today, we have especially in southern Nigeria, where people have intermarried. Now we have a set of rogues who are attacking Igbos, who are looking at their fellow Yorubas and saying they don't look Yoruba enough, all for politics. They are so armed that they were announcing to everybody that if you are Igbo, do not come out. If you come out here, you will be killed. So we have those who are also brewing now. And if all of us, imagine those of you who are the Yoruba mother, Igbo father, Igbo mother, Yoruba father, and the rest of those families that you have raised, a lot of you in relationship right now, you are going to give birth to children who are going to have to exist in the world that these criminals are currently creating. And that word is the word of identity crisis. And look at it. That's what I want you to pay attention into in this clip. It is not for now. You see all these low lives, these myopic, little-minded, bigots. They are short-sighted. We know. But you see the damages of what they are planting. If all of you are not paying attention, you will be contributing to a future disaster that you will look back and say, again, how did we get here? A lot of our children today are being questioned if they are Yoruba enough or not. By who? By the rogues who are defending APC. Those who will never take responsibility for their own actions. And they will point the fingers at somebody else. And others will tell you, that's exactly what the Igbos are. That's exactly what the Yorubas are. Because the Igbos themselves are already looking at, I feel sorry for those who are marrying into this tribe. And at the same time, we have this element of bigot who are also saying, the Yorubas, we feel sorry for you who are marrying into the Igbos. Because of what? Because of a woman, Igbo woman, that marries a Yoruba man. They found themselves in political office. They took the chance and looted their people, right? The Yoruba man is dead. And in order not to take responsibility, an Igbo woman who is part of that is now going to have, the entire Igbo people are now going to be blamed for whatever money Betty took from Ondo. Do you get that now? Betty is now Igbo. All of the Igbos, they are Betty. But all the Yorubas, they are not Akeredolu. Do you see that? All of us, the Yorubas, we are not Akeredolu. But all of the Igbos, they are Betty. Can you trace the pattern? That is my message tonight. Let's listen again.
Good morning, my good people of Ondo State. What a black Wednesday. We lost our governor. May God forgive him all his sins, and may God accept him on his right side. Folks, there is nothing that kills a man than having a bad wife. Having a bad wife. You may not know, but I've been following all the events. Akeredolu did not enjoy his last days on earth, despite all the wealth. And this is a big lesson to we that he has left behind here. To we that it's not that money cannot buy you happiness. Money cannot buy death. Money cannot cure sickness except God Almighty. And this happens if you have a good wife by you. A wife that can intercede on your behalf. Either a Muslim or a Christian. When Ondo State were busy praying for Akeredolu, the wife said she doesn't believe in prayers. And today, where are we? And that is the fight I've been fighting for the past 7 years. That Akeredolu carried our state and gave it to his family. But thank God today, it has come to an end. It has come to an end. But it's a big lesson to all of us. It's a big lesson even to Betty herself. That she's acquiring the whole of everything in this earth. She's acquiring everything on this earth. Having the biggest fish pond in Nigeria. Building the biggest hospital in her village. Turning her village into a Mecca. Having choice properties across Nigeria. in Ore, in Ibadan, in Lagos, building hotels, buying houses. They bought all the streets in Ibadan. They bought almost all the houses in Owo. Where are we carrying all this to? Nowhere. Today, Akeredolu is gone. Money cannot save him. I told you, bad wife. When Akeredolu came back from Germany, Betty purposely brought him because of the economic looting in Ondo State. He brought Akeredolu just as a decoy for him to steal from Ondo State, and he stole heavily. And he abandoned Akeredolu in Ibadan. The 3 caregivers given to Akeredolu, do you know that they were not even paid their salaries? 2 of them left. That was the reason why they took Akeredolu to Lagos to go and stay with the brother. I can tell you that Akeredolu family are not happy with Betty at all. When Akeredolu was with the brother in Lagos, when things start getting worse, that was when they were planning to take him out of the country for the second time to Germany. I was aware until Asiwaju was able to give them an ambulance. When they beckoned at this same wife that Akeredolu brought to limelight through the office of the First Lady of Ondo State, she declined going. She didn't go. It was his daughter, Mrs. Rusewe, the daughter of Akeredolu, that followed them to Germany. She didn't go. She stayed behind. She came back to Ondo State. She's trying to still rake money. It's just all about money, money. She abandoned the husband. I'm sure Akeredolu, when she went on his way to Germany, he will regret it. That, oh my God, so this woman is not there with me. No matter how bad the Yoruba woman is, I'm not tribal here. I'm just telling you the reality. A Yoruba wife will not abandon the husband at that critical hour. How would it have been so good, so nice that we heard that Akeredolu died in Germany in the hands of Betty? But Betty was in Akure, was in Ibadan, Akure, gallivanting, supervising how to steal money, supervising how to build hospital, supervising how to fish pond. When she heard that Akete is gone, this is a big lesson. May our children not marry from the wrong tribe and from the wrong family. This is a big lesson to all of us. And I will say again, congratulations to those 2 people. Not congratulations that Akete died though, because we all died. I'm not happy that he died. No. But congratulations that the bondage that Betty tied us and the song is broken. The shackle is broken. They don't care. The son was clubbing in Lagos, clubbing in Abuja. Doesn't care. The father was this. The mother too was everywhere, holding meetings up and down, still responding on social media when your husband is in critical condition. May the soul of Akeredolu rest in peace. And I think our people, you know more than me about this woman. But I am employing this. I'm saying this. Akeredolu is gone. He has gone to rest. But the loot stolen by Jide, stolen by Betty, those houses they bought, all those properties, the FCC has to come and scrutinize them. No sentiment at all. No sentiment. My heartfelt goes to the people of Owo and our kingdom. I know it has offended you guys too. That's Akeredolu, but my heartfelt still go to you guys. My condolence to the Lord of Owo and to all the people of Owo and to the entire people of Ondo State. God bless you.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Number 1, he is not sad that Akeredolu is dead. You can tell he's very happy. That is why he went for a shower, shaved, put on his best clothes, look for a sunshade inside the house, put on his jewelry, and turned on his camera. So he's not sad that Akeredolu is dead. And you can all conclude that he is personally more interested in Betty as a woman. And then he advised the young people that they should not marry from the wrong tribe. He said Betty used Ondo State money to develop his state, Imo State, and then his village. She has the biggest fish pond in Nigeria. It's pretty much like just mostly personal. And I think it actually reeks of jealousy. Then he played his tribal card. I'm not trying to be tribal here. I'm not trying to be tribal. If Akeredolu had married a Yoruba woman would never abandon him. Haba. Somebody will get sense inside that head. Brain inside that head. Of course, everybody knows what they are doing now. Everyone knows what they are doing. A Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman, Igbo man will not leave you or this or that. And you are who exactly? Like I said, you can't hold the fort for Betty herself. Okay? Whatever they said that she's done, steal money and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, she probably did them. But kill her own husband and then take the responsibility for Akeredolu's mismanagement of Ondo State, and then turn that into Igbo Yoruba of a thing. And somebody made a video about that, and it's been the conversation. And that is why you are watching this tonight. Number one, just like I told you, you see this kind of a situation. Let's even kind of let's agree for a sec that because Betty did not go with Akeredolu back to Germany was because she wanted to go and steal money. Number one, practically, that doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? Because steal money, like they housed money in Ondo, that she just had to get some trucks and go and pack money. I don't understand that, right? But I mean, he said because she wanted to go and grab some money for herself. That's why she didn't go. Now that Akeredolu himself has not actually been brought back into Nigeria as it is, you know. So, which means that Betty should currently be mourning, right? And in no reasonable sense, okay, should anyone expect her to actually be everywhere in this instance? But let's even like say, in fact, there's no point in even like agreeing in whatsoever way. Okay, Akeredolu's body is yet to be brought back to Nigeria, right? And the Igbo people had to answer the question for why Betty married a Yoruba man, and the Yoruba man fell ill and died of cancer, but she didn't save him. And therefore, the Igbo people, wherever you see them, they must be very, very bad. Is that not the message there, right? So for those of you who come from Imo State, who knows Betty and her village very well, is that true that Betty's village is now like a Mecca? That Ondo State money has been used to probably, there's actually like a small London in Imo State built by Betty that the people of Imo State are probably not aware of. These guys don't really have to give any figure. Do you understand? They understand the demography that they are addressing. And who is Betty? Betty Akeredolu And why does it seem like they all have something against her or something to say about her? The first time I kind of heard her, she was fighting because she was rigged out of APC senatorial primary election in Imo State. She wanted to be senator in Imo State as the first lady. So she was rigged out and she was complaining. I think that was the first time I saw her.
Are we holding this election or not? And I said, what we witnessed in the past 2 days, we are kangaroo elections, state assembly. And I thought, okay, the governor can do anything with the state assembly. But national, this is a very important legislative house. You don't joke with it, but lo and behold, yesterday, they asked somebody, all the aspirants, to step down for one, I don't know whether to say unpopular, because he just collected his form maybe 3 days ago.
What is his name now?
Who is this person?
Please, I don't know. You can't do that to me. You cannot.
Ma, please,
I'm an advocate.
What's your demand?
We must, I got to vote. We must vote. If I lose, I will lose gallantly. I will support my brother Sungwa Chema and not on consensus. Consensus is not in my diary because I knew I worked hard to win this election. Let us follow the election.
That's Betty, ladies and gentlemen. So just in case if you want to have the context of who is this first lady they are talking about, she lived all her life. She's probably born in Yoruba land too. Anyway, she lived all her life in Yoruba land and traveling with her husband, building a family, and she kind of, like a typical Yoruba woman who is red, like, I'm not going to agree. Don't think because I'm the first lady of a place and you're going to come and cheat me in an election. That's Betty. She's a woman. She doesn't represent Igbos. She represents herself and the typical Nigerian elites, chancers, opportunists, pickpockets, scavengers, scroungers. And she does fight dirty too, especially when it comes to the women locking around her husband. Oh, she doesn't take that easy. In fact, she believes that her husband was poisoned by one of them. The statement made by that guy saying that they were trying to pray for Aketi and pray for Akeredolu when he was very sick. The wife won't let them. I think that also popped up when they said the woman was actually bringing concussion to Akeredolu to get well. And the wife caught her. Oh dear, she had to leave this long social media rants. First lady of Ondo State sending a warning to her husband, the side chick. The second time I'm hearing her voice. This time it's pretty much audio. Listen.
Good morning, everyone. This is Charade. I have a message for Ademusa, and I believe that she is on this Aketi Women's platform. I don't have her number, and I don't think she's worthy of me having her number. I want this woman to stay away from my husband. Stop sneaking in concussion. According to her, they are from her pastors, her fake pastors, to give my husband to drink. We rely on medical care. We rely on Western style of medical care, and Aketi will get well. But what has triggered this very message is her recent nocturnal meetings to become the deputy governor of Ondo State. Look at you. What have you got upstairs to be the deputy governor of Ondo State? Yeah, peradventure, if anything happens to Aketi, Lucky takes over. It is a constitutional thing. But for you to be scheming for you to be scheming. I warned Aketi from the word go that this woman is evil, this woman is no good. And it is happening. She has nothing good for you. I warned you. This woman is bloody evil. But I'm warning her for the very last time to stay away from my husband. And look, if you're dealing with an Igbo woman in this kind of situation, I will deal with you mercilessly. You will never forget in your life. For the very last time at Demosu, whatever you call yourself, stay away from Aketi. Stay away from sneaking in those concussions. Stay away this woman. You won't find it funny with me, oh. You will never find it funny with me. You are very, very a terrible human being. Go away and go and enjoy your loot.
Betty, I told you she fights. I mean, maybe this will give all of you the idea of everyone who is going to say one or two things about her, because they have their own personal dislike for her. They believe she's like this or that. Anyway, and she knows that too. And as real, as true as that is, it has nothing to do with Yorubas or the Igbos. It has nothing to do with where she comes from or where Aketi himself comes from. But that would just be you being naive with the type of politics that they are already spreading, starting from that Lagos. It is deliberate. And the reason why I've told you this before, that the Igbos will be blamed for everything, right? Because that is the escapism, sort of escape mechanism for some of these bigots, for them to face their responsibility or take responsibility for their own actions, or in fact be honest and truthful to themselves. They would rather go the extra way and look for who to blame. How could you then suddenly turn Betty and this relationship with Aketi and all of that into Igbo versus Yoruba? They did it in Lagos. And when they tell themselves that don't go and do this, don't go and do that, and the rest of that, they are not mistaken. They are spreading the division and all that. And for those of you who were born to believe that Nigeria is this or Nigeria is that, for the sake of your own children, I know this might sound a little bit off to some of you because you don't really like hearing that, Abi. You don't like it. We are already having the criminals that especially we, the Yorubas, the battle, that is going to be the battle of identity that these criminals are already implanting in our midst. They are calling everyone who has any dual parentage, not dual parentage per se, like dual ethnic nationalities like that. In Yoruba land, if I marry an Igbo woman, or any woman for that matter, from anywhere in the world, and they pick up that name, they automatically become Yoruba. It is by that. My children are automatically Yorubas. That is what my own tradition says. That is what my culture says. But now we are having those who are now using this against such children. They are questioning their heritage. They are questioning their ancestry. That should never be questioned. And they are doing this to make sure that they want to create a society where you always have that your limitation, where you can have a caste system. And it is always through a political means. The people who are trying to champion the idea of self-preservation for the sake of the Yorubas, they don't even give a damn about Yoruba. They have no investment in the real Yoruba people. I mean, look around you. And they know that it is just that fear that they are spreading, Abby. So if you are bringing any children to this world in this politically divided Nigeria, you better get yourselves actually prepared ahead for the day when Nigeria will cease, because Nigeria will cease. The diversity they eat from you, or they pretended to be managing for a while, is breaking tatter. It's already broken. If I take you to the middle belt part of Nigeria today, the real fight there, the real terrorism that is going to take generations, except Nigeria break up, is coming back from the idea that we are integrating, you are this, you are that, but then some people believe that they have the supremacy, they have the purer blood. In fact, you might be the indigenous people of those land. You don't belong there because we have the superior race, or we are the superior race. We can wipe you out of there. Living in any part of Nigeria, to them, it is pretty much like a privilege. It is no longer your right. Now, you see, they started with diversity. Let everybody move in. Back in Latin, back OC, and they started speaking Hausa in Middle Belt. Some of them are kind of abandoning their own languages. They started speaking Hausa, thinking that would possibly give them the political identity, political protection, as those who speak Hausa. Today, they are being slaughtered because of their religion. They are being slaughtered because of their religion, not because of they can speak the language anymore. They are wiping this out right now in northern Nigeria. Then we have those in southern Nigeria who are already harming people, and they already having the premonition of ethnic cleansing, genocide. Go after them, destroy their businesses, anyone that looks like them. So one of these days, you will see that your son standing in the middle of the road, have no idea where to run to. Those who are coming are saying they are going after the Igbos, or those they believe that they are not Yorubas. And he believes he's a Yoruba, but they will decide if it's Yoruba enough or not Yoruba enough. So if we really want that future, if all of you care so much, you should begin to debunk that lie of diversity. You cannot save Nigeria through marriages anymore. Do you understand? Nobody can save Nigeria through intertribal, ethnic, and whatever marriages anymore. All of this, the mask is off. Identity crisis, religious crisis, and all of the things that they told you that diversity would take care of. The diversity this, the diversity that will take care of it. You are seeing all the signs today. They are all lies. They are not sustainable anymore. You see what I mean? And I agree that let the Igbos marry the Igbos and let the Yorubas marry the Yorubas. It's not because you are a bigot. It is simply because you are saving the generations that are not going to come and exist in a disjointed, politically divided country like Nigeria. You don't want to raise your own generation or generation of children in this same contraption, Abby, that they will be battling with the identity. And they could get killed anytime simply because somebody says their identity is sort of a threat to them. Gbadebo, the first generation of Lagosians, they questioned him because his mother is Igbo. Heaven nearly fell. They killed people. Until today, it has changed the political lawmaking of Lagos State because they wanted to ensure that the Igbos are punished because a Yoruba man ran to become a governor of a state, and they took that. Today, that Gbadebo's move is now what they call the Igbo sins. And it has been going on and on and on and on and on, and it's never going to end. Do you really want to bring your children into this type of existence? Do you? That's not in any way bigotry. Because you see, until that is sort of defeated, and criminals like this are completely chased out of anywhere close to power, that diversity about Nigeria is a fluke. You don't want to gamble about it. Don't try it. Because we know the problem with people who are bigots is that they just never get tired. It never ends. Okay? When the Igbos are gone, when the other tribes or ethnic nationalities are gone, these guys are going to take upon themselves their supposed fellow Yorubas, because they will tell them, these ones are not Yoruba enough, that one is not Yoruba enough, because they are bigots raised that way, until that political advancement ideology is completely destroyed. And there is actually an effort to destroy it, starting with the ideas of people blaming the Igbos, or tagging the Igbos, this or that, or tagging the Yorubas because of the action of one person. A Yoruba woman will not leave her husband whenever he is in trouble. Who said that? There is a popular musician in Yoruba land today. He is APC member. He is one of their popular musicians. He is from Ijebu. The wife that is in his house today, used to be the wife to somebody I know very well. And she's not just a wife, she's the mother of 2 of his children. I am talking about somebody who was really, really so rich, that this woman was considered as the one in charge of his life. True story. That musician is in Ijebu today. He is a popular musician in APC. His wife, the wife that is carrying out, currently living with him right now, a wife to somebody I know or used to know. What happened? The guy happened to be somebody who was later, he was arrested. Arrested, why? Because he was into bunkering. You know, bunkering, stealing crude oil or stealing oil, or, you know, in vessels and all of that. When they arrested him, and they seized his vessel, this woman helped help those who are going to buy whatever property she could get from him. Every other thing that she knew about him, she sold everything, relocated to London. This Egbon languished in their detention in Nigeria for more than 3 years. By the time they were done with him, it became nothing. If you see him today, you will give him money. That Egbon is still also in Ijebu today. This woman resurfaced again, and she's now the prominent wife of this popular musician in Ijebu today. APC musician. I didn't see any name. Some of you actually know her very well. I know her one-on-one. This boy, if you see him today, you will give him money. What about the children? Of course, now she says she did it because of her children. Before they would take everything from him, she sold everything. She didn't sell everything to keep for him. No. She sold everything, relocated to London. 2-3 years after that, she's now the most beautiful woman beside this musician who is also feeling cool, dancing cool. If anything happened to him too, she will do the same thing to him. And she's a Yoruba woman. How many of you have similar stories from your own different tribes too? And how many of you also have the stories of those women who have actually stood their ground to make the men you see today? When the greed of their family members or those associated with them is not like that of the greed of these bigots who wanted to turn the death of one of the crooked criminals of Nigeria, they want to turn it into a tribal war. And you, Dumbo, you are saying it's true. It's true. I'll be very, very careful. I'll be very, very careful of a Igbo woman. I'll be very careful of a Egba woman. I am very afraid of an Egba woman. I mean, Ijebu woman. They said all these Ilorin women, they are so follow them. And you are not paying attention to the political party where they are manipulating you, manipulating your brain. They don't give a damn who you marry. Nobody gives a damn about who you marry. Make your choice wherever they come from. That's yours. How is that Igbo versus Yoruba? How? And some of you are supposed to be smart enough, but you have no idea when you are being manipulated by low lives who actually don't really value anything. So I have offered my own advice. You don't have to take my advice, okay? But listen, if you actually see where the future of Nigeria is going in all of this, you will never believe in those intertribal whatever anymore, okay? Build your race and build those that will defend and stand by it, not those that will be trapped in a contraption that, you know what I mean? Maybe when everybody now goes their separate ways and we have our different countries, then you can go and do the same we do now. You go to Europe, you marry a white woman and take her back home. Or you go to Europe, you marry a white man and you take him back home too. It doesn't really change anything other than starting a family and extending it beyond the borders, Abi. Do so when you know that those children will be able to exist peacefully in a world that you have helped create. You see this one? If you wallow in it and you ignore some of these things, right? I hope you will not live to regret it, because where this is going, at the end of the day, everybody is going to agree. Now, in the middle belt part of Nigeria today, where these killings are taking place, they are saying those who they met on their own, indigenous people, peace-loving people, people who they met there, they are now questioning their belief. They are saying they can't live with them. They cannot coexist with them in the same space of area. They need to move further. People that you met. Because before you know it, there are those who are supposed to defend that same land. They become compromised. They become like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, extension starts. They now call those places ungoverned area. Identity crisis, ideological crisis, all of this that Nigeria represents, which is pretty much the confusion entirely. You don't want to give birth to you don't want to create a generation that is going to exist in this confusion, knowing what you know. Would you? No. Let's go back to that plateau where terrorists says they are writing the people and say, we are coming to come and invade you. You either pack and leave for the refugee camp and leave the place for us, or when we come, we'll chase you. Listen to this.
While I was driving down from Jos to this place, I received a call. A letter was sent to my own village where the terrorists that the attackers are going to invade on the 29th of this December. And I want to assure you...
Wait a minute.
Yes.
A letter about an impending invasion.
All
was
of the
sent
attacks,
to your community.
Yes. All the attacks were orchestrated. There was a letter to that effect that was dropped by an anonymous person intimating the residents of Mangu local government, to be precise, that there will be attacks.
And when that does happen, for instance, in this case, does anyone report to the police or the authorities?
They received about 37 distress calls. That is Operation Safe Haven or the Joint Task Force. About 37 distress calls, yet nothing was done.
But in those communities, we also understand that there are some Fulanis who also live in those communities. They were also caught in that attack.
Well, I want to assure you that that is a narrative that cannot be substantiated, because all the casualties that we're talking about are in communities inhabited by Christians. And the security forces know the attackers. They even know their hideout. For the past 2 decades, they know where they orchestrate all of these attacks, because that autonomous community called Mahanga, which is at the foot of the Bokos Hills, bordering Wamba in Nasarawa State to the south, is this autonomous community from where these attacks are orchestrated. Just the same way we have in the Mandara Hills, in Borno State. For instance, the military relocated an entire community of over 11,000 people, leaving the entire Damboa road free for the terrorists to operate freely. They even collect tolls on the roads, as if we were in a Banana Republic. Section 14B of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, stipulates that the welfare and security of the people shall be the primary purpose of government, without which government loses its legitimacy.
You know, but before we let you go, because we're trying to get a sense of what exactly we're dealing with, and if we say there are warnings, and again there's another warning about a coming attack. You say, let's get this straight. You're saying that these warnings are also communicated to the authorities, and
yes,
still nothing is done to protect the people.
Yes, and these attacks could last for as long as 12 to 24 hours, and there is no security presence whatsoever. All the attacks were
and in this coming attack, or that a letter has been communicated to the community, you don't mind naming the community, perhaps?
Pushit community in Mango local government area. Pushit, P-U-S-H-I-T.
Pushit community
in Mango local government area of Plateau State. A letter was sent today that they are going to attack on the 29th, and I want to assure you that
anything changed apart from these communications since the president ordered a pursuit and possible apprehension of those who carried out this attack? Has anything happened?
No, the attacks are still going on, and there is any response from the security authorities. And I want you to know something. General T.Y. Danjuma alleged that the military colludes with these insurgents or terrorists to unleash terror on unsuspecting or innocent citizens. The entire Nigerian space was caught up with a lot of, all manner of accusations, name calling, and all of that. Are we not seeing
the situation? So people are now left at the mercy of these terrorists, while debaters or commentators were debating what to be done, what has been done, what should have been done, what is yet to be done, and the rest of that. But at the end of the day, people are left at the mercy of this terrorist, state-sponsored terrorism. I told you that. It's only those who are naive who believe that the Nigerian military, the Nigerian security system, and the rest of them, they are not in bed with these terrorists. Evidence is everywhere. So why are all these killings? Why are they killing people? Clash of ideology, clash of religious ideology, the clash of identity, and all of that stuff that made an average Fulani terrorist to believe that their forefather Uthman Danfodio is the owner of the entire land in Nigeria today, and he has bequeathed that to them. So it's only left for them to take it whenever they want to. So if you're an average Fulani believes that, just like a Sekou Keller, our brother said the other day, that when you want to have a revolution in Nigeria, you have to have a true revolution in northern Nigeria, because they were enslaved twice. So do you understand that? So there are those of them who believe that it is okay to kill you in the name of religion. Like, it's okay. There's nothing wrong in it. You must have, it's all right. We were talking about blasphemy the other day. Have you heard about apostates? Me, that was raised as Abdul Rashid. They sent me to Ilekeu. I started reading the Quran around that time before Keshuto Bajoba, because that's what they told me. Because by the time I became, when I became like me, that I do whatever I wanted to do without following anybody's goddamn rule, right? So they said, Shola, when you used to be a very good boy, okay? You used to be a very good boy, listening boy, and all of that stuff. You go to the mosque, you read your this and that stuff, right? Then afterward, Satan took over. And the moment the Satan took over your life, you have never remained the same again. I said, Eshutik Bajoba, that is all right. That's what they said. In my life, when I was practicing Muslim or Islam, I didn't know anything about blasphemy. That if you say something that somebody doesn't like about Muhammad, they will kill me. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know anything about apostates. Do you all know what is called apostates? let's say you decided to join Islam now, from what do you call it? From Betty, and you become, you know, Aliyah. So which means you are now a Muslim. Okay, Baba, you must die as a Muslim. If you decide that you are not doing Muslim again, that you want to go and be a Christian, or you want to go, you are not doing again, I know they do again, I don't do Muslim again, you have committed apostate, and it is death sentence. So I swear, when they talk about Islamization, that's what they are telling you. These extremist criminals from this jihadist northern Nigeria. If you say you converted to Islam today, and they are calling you Ajara, Ajia, Hajara, hey Ali baby. Or they are calling you brother Rishi, brother Kozim, brother Kodri, brother this or that. Oh, but you can't say you don't change your mind. Say, I know they do again, I don't do Muslim again. I want to go back and become a Christian again. Baba, that is called apostate. It is called apostate. You cannot say you are no longer doing Muslim. They will kill you. If they kill you, it's okay. I didn't know that. That is what is called Sharia. That is what they are killing people for in northern Nigeria. They kill you. Say because you said something that they believe that is insulting to Muhammad. Or you just, you insulted the Quran. Or you throw the Quran on the floor. How could you throw a Quran on the floor? Ya kill him. Straight. Quick, they don't kill you. No explanation, no nothing. It's just like that, dead. Yes. Somebody can accuse you of saying something you didn't say. They don't kill you. Blasphemy. Yeah? They do Thanksgiving for church. You go there. You say, praise God. Yeah? I used to be a Muslim, and now I have met Jesus Christ, and God has touched my life. If you try that in Borono, announce your obituary, no joke, yo. Don't stop like, you are announcing your own obituary. You better run away. You better really run far away. And this is not a joke. It's happening in Nigeria right now. Apostasy, something like that. So those are deals that the people in the middle belt part of Nigeria are fighting. Watch this.
On the plateau is a sad one. It's a gloomy one because of the insurrection that has happened to us, because of the attacks on our lives and our properties. We just got back from Boko's Barikiladi Plateau Specialist Hospital and the Jos University Teaching Hospital, where our people are receiving treatment. The leader of the delegation that went with us is the Secretary to the Government of the State, Architect Jatau, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, the Commissioner of Health, the Commissioner of Secondary, and of course, the Commissioner of Works and other government dignitaries. What we saw is an eyesore. Communities that are known to be peaceful, that are very productive and agrarian in nature, were attacked by assailants and lives were taken. Shockingly, you will see 3-month-old babies, 4-month-old babies, 8-month-old babies, women, old women being hacked by these assailants. It's quite pathetic. As a government, we went there with NEMA and State Emergency Management Agency, and what we saw was shocking. In Barikiladi, where we went to the RCC Secretariat there, where we met the RCC chairman of RCC, he said he got tired of burying his people to the point that he became sick. We saw him on drip, and it's very pathetic. As a government, we are sad with this situation, and we hope and pray that very soon it's going to come to an end. The people were asking a lot of questions. They were asking a lot of questions that some of us do not even have answers to. But the reality is, We want Plateau State to be peaceful. We want our people to live in their communities. The certificate of occupancy of these communities was given to our forefathers by God Almighty Himself. So people cannot just come over and take our land like that. It's very, very pathetic. And as a government, we have always inspired our people to be productive. We have always inspired our people to be law-abiding, and that's what they've always been. The usual average Plateau man is known for peace, is known for excellence. I don't know what has happened that people would want to come and take our land, want to come and take our lives and take our livelihood. It's very, very pathetic and excruciatingly painful that people will wake up on the eve of Christmas and people are being killed on Christmas Day. It didn't stop there. People in military uniform in a well-restricted.
Ashams, just let.
They won't let him talk, so I'll come back to that. Somebody on YouTube, the name showed as NK. Wow, now Ogun go kill you. You hear me? Abolori brukula wato nieni. I am talking about something that is factual that exists out there. Olori Brukwe, they tell me, say, in Southwest, we have Muslim in Southwest. Nothing like this happens in Sabo of Ogufe Paini. So, she won't be in that you are, because you are a Muslim, you now say somebody, say, no, they do Muslim again. You are supposed to Bruku buy in Yoruba land. You want to go and attack him. Show possible ni. I am talking about the type of jihadist Islam that these Olori Brukus are killing people for in northern Nigeria today. You are reading everywhere where they sentence people to death for blasphemy. People are running into hiding because they converted to another religion, or else they will be killed. Olori Bruku, they come here, they talk, say, I am blackmailing Muslims. Abogunfe power ta Muslim etimon blackmail ni. All these Olori Brukus. Now those weaklings, these are the type of the weaklings we are talking about. Now these ones will tell you that when you are talking about these extremists, these terrorists that are killing people because of Islam, when you are talking about them, these are Shiites will jump there. Quickly, they will begin to defend Islam because we know ourselves now. We all know ourselves in the South now. So if they are doing their jihadist nonsense in the North, some of you are closer to terrorists anyway, but they don't burn your papa well. May you try your nonsense anywhere in Yoruba land, for example, in the name of your Islam or in the name of whatever they are teaching you. Look at the nonsense that is going on in Ilorin. Is that not happening very close to you? Ilorin, Yoruba land. Una kon they argue. Ilorin is a sultanate. Ilorin is Olori Bruku ni. We know ourselves now. Is that not why we are all like up and saying, may them keep all their Sharia nonsense in the North, break up the entire place, may them did their day, so that one Olori Bruku will not come around and say they should not practice Isheshe in Ilorin because of Allah, because of your Muhammad. Shall we not know what they happen? Of me pay blackmail, nothing like that happen here. Of course, now why would they happen in the South? That all shake for una go come group on yourself, Come they talk say okay, somebody insulted Muhammad yo. Wa lori bruku kon wa ba OTS wa lo kwa tablik egbe. Pack all this your tablik and all this nuisance like yourself. Come they look for anybody where insulted Allah. Show possible ni. That oh yawiri. But majority of you are codedly, secretly defending all these murderers in the name of defending Islam, defending Allah. When we talk, you go, don't say that about Islam. She mojo àwọn tó wá láti àwọn beri tó wá láti kinini. That's what they do now. When you say something, they won't defend the Arabic, Abrahamic, Jesus, Abina, Allah, anything, anywhere. When you're having a real conversation, bunch of, what do you call it, I think it's actually like religious slaves. We are seeing all these criminals do what they do up north. A lot of us are wondering, waiting they happen, God save. At which level now? You are killing people because of their religion, and you are feeling cool about it, and then you are like, you are doing shofoni. Is that not why we are all like, everybody carry anything where everybody feel carry you? If you carry your Allah anyhow with your gun, share you get until you kill the last person, which is not going to happen except for some of you weaklings, bunch of weaklings that they have used religion to weaken you, weaken your mentality. On defend Allah. Maiyegun. Beleo, the defender of Allah. Our weary. Somebody said that if you have to like defend your God, that means you don't even have any God. You are just as stupid as whatever you think you believe in. If defend Allah, if defend the God, if defend the Batawo. Are you not mad? You're mad, baby. So this was said, okay, well, they have this idea of this is the police.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olumiyowa Adejobi, Assistant Commissioner of Police and the First Public Relations Officer. We want to address Nigerians on the Plateau killings. As the Inspector General of Police condemns acts, orders thorough investigation and deployment of manpower and resources. In the wake of the appalling attacks on numerous villages in Plateau State, resulting in the tragic loss of lives in Bokos and Bakinladi local government areas, the Inspector General of Police of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PhD, NPM, vehemently condemns these heinous acts as not only barbaric but also reprehensible and inhumane. In response to this grave situation, the Inspector General of Police has taken decisive action by ordering the immediate deployment of additional manpower and resources to Plateau State. This strategic move aims to assist the local police authority and other security apparatus in effectively managing the crisis and ensuring the safety of the residents in the affected local government areas and the entire state. Furthermore, recognizing the need for a thorough investigation, the IGP has directed the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, Force CID, and his counterparts in the Department of Force Intelligence to constitute a high-powered investigative team. This team is tasked with bringing those responsible to justice. The police and other security agencies are deploying both kinetic and non-kinetic approaches to tackle the lingering crisis which look recurrent in the state. The IGP further admonishes warring groups, residents, and the entire state to embrace peace, shun violence, and unwarranted killings of innocent souls. The IGP extends heartfelt condolences to the grieving families and loved ones of the deceased who fell victim to these regrettable and preventable incidents, and to the government and good people of Plateau State. He assures the public,
we will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
So until the next one, you just don't know where that is going to be next and how many people they are going to kill. And then everybody will kind of react again and be like, hey, even shitty man. The Shekau of Aso Rocky was also there. We will fight for you.
His Excellency President Bola
Ahmed Tinubu, is deeply shaken by this tragedy and shares in this unspeakable sorrow that has shattered the joy of Christmas across the country. When one community bleeds, the entire nation feels the pain. The pain we feel now transcends ethnicity or religion, geography or politics. The grief that binds us is a testament to our shared humanity, not differences. Each of us here knows the pain of losing one or two loved ones, but burying families is a rare experience, an indescribable nightmare. We cannot fathom the depth of this grief beyond the experience of the grieved. We can only offer to assuage your pain. What has happened to you is a funeral for the entire nation. Our hearts bleed alongside yours, our dear brothers and sisters in Bokos, Barkeladi, and all over Plateau State. We came to power promising to uphold the sanctity of every citizen's life. And now is the time to reassure you that this inter-community violence, which has hijacked the humanities and serenity of this beautiful state over the past decades, will never persist under our watch.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Our boss won here. The people behind the terrorism. The ones that are sympathetic to the terrorists themselves. The ones that will tell you they are developing non-kinetic, kinetic, and other nonsense they say to you because they want to tackle terrorists who kill Nigerians at will. Give the speeches and do all those paparazzi and the rest of that, and then I move on. You get that? And until the next one, you know, you just don't know where is going to be the next place or who is going to be the next one. But let me tell you something that you probably have heard me say many times. You see, as for those who probably have, you know, who have been in, you know, in the know of what APC, Egbekegbe, represent, which is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Words, not actions, as much as it is, right? So when we say that somebody, I mean, when we say today's victims, they were like those who survived that of yesterday. You see, those who are like who are going to be the tomorrow's victims, they are also like survivors of today. In a way, APC, Egbekegbe, who has reactivated their jihadists in a never seen before onslaught. They will watch, okay, as much as they are doing their best to ensure that they disarm us and continue to disarm the people. They will watch as more land and more space are completely confiscated by these terrorists, and they will be listed as ungoverned area. They will watch. That means if you don't do anything, we are all going to have to wait to die. It is going to be the greatest onslaught that we've ever seen. And the likes of Shitima and Co., they are there to make it happen. I don't know how to put it to you. But if you remember very well, the beginning of Bukwari's murderous regime in 2015-2016, Middle Belt, Nigeria, it is replicating already. And they will always come out to tell you, these are community clashes. They are not community clashes. These are state-sponsored genocide for the purpose of the advancement of their jihadist what do you call their ethnic jihadist campaign. And the people of the Middle Belts are going to have it really, really rough if they have an idea of what is coming. So the bottom line is, everyone is now sort of directly and indirectly agreeing that we need to break up this country now. Before you take everything too personal, as you are conditioned to be scared for making such decisions, okay? I understand. Somebody said, I have been accused of spreading hatred. Guess those who have accused me of spreading hatred? The APC, Egbe, accusing me of that. And what do they call hatred? That is when you are to hold them responsible for their own actions and never take any bullshit from them and their lies and the rest of that. To that, it's like inciting to people, they'll say. So the truth makes it look like, oh, you are making the people to hate us because we just don't want to take responsibility. And I do ask myself that, is there actually anything that people should actually like about you other than to hate you for what you have done to millions of people that you would never take responsibility for? Should there be any love towards these rogues and criminals? No. So a lot of people are now, in this case, like if the Yorubas and Igbos are not going to, by any means, stay in the same country, then let the Igbos have their country. If those of you have the IGBOPHOBIA in you, that phobia has grown so bad that you don't see yourself existing with them, then you must support the breakup of Nigeria, okay? Because the reason why the Igbos are still part of Nigeria today is because Nigeria won't let them go. I know that kind of annoys you, and you'll be asking, which you mean, is it the Yorubas that will not let them go, or is it the Hausas that will not let them go? You can continue to feign ignorance and continue to act as stupid. Okay? The bottom line is that if the owners of Nigeria are ready, if you are tired, you would have to encourage the breakup of Nigeria ASAP. And when that happens, the people of Middle Belt says they can no longer coexist in the same country with the Fulani terrorists who pride that they have conquered the Hausas, okay, and they will conquer every other ethnic nationality, especially the people of the Middle Belt too. It is just a matter of time. So they said they would rather fight and die until none of them exist again, and they will ensure there will be none Fulani existing again as well. So if they want, if the Igbos leave, the Middle Beltans also want to leave. So you, the Ronokus, we might have to ship you and take you straight to your jihadist brothers and sisters in Borono, and build a fence when Yoruba nation will also stand. Because in a Yoruba nation, you know what they say? Bati beru la bomo. Listen.
Simple
hear that? Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. Every word in that anthem speaks glowingly of the Yorubas' energy, Yorubas' prosperity, Yorubas' courage, Yorubas' hospitality, Yorubas' forward thinking, Yorubas' progressiveness, Yorubas' dream. We are not bigots. We are hardworking, forth-sighted, futuristic people. We knew what future means when our progenitors invested all they had in an education that they believe is more and more powerful than whatever wealth or money could probably get you. They invested in us to think ahead, the future, not now, our pocket or stomach, like all the current criminals, drug pushing, criminals parading themselves as Yoruba representatives of leaders here and there, criminals. So when Nigeria finally break up, all you bigots, lazy-minded bums, those of you who are jealous of successful people because you probably wishes what others have are yours without working for them. Those of you who wanted to be so wealthy without any enterprise, you have nothing. You are like that entitled, waste of a space. Yorubas are not like that. It's just so unfortunate that you continue to give us that bad PR. Yes, when Nigeria breaks up, the Biafrans go, the Middle Beltans leave, the Arewas go back to their and hold on to their Nigeristan. Ladies and gentlemen, when Yoruba nation stands, bigots, racist, xenophobic, lazy bums like so many of you, following the drug dealer, the drug pusher, Tifnumbu, you Agberos, lazy pickpockets like yours, right? Who actually added nothing. You have added nothing to the value of the Yoruba land on the Yoruba people, the Yoruba race, nothing. You will be shipped down into their deserts over there. They should find a space for you. If I am alive and then, if I have a chance of being in that kind of nation, then I will join those that will make those laws. As so many of you don't belong to where human being lives. And when APC dies, you should never exist after that. And as for us, the rest of the Yorubas, who knows that these people are going to pose the main danger to the rest of the race is that these are people who are very much inferior. They have inferiority complex. Do you understand? Yeah, they have inferiority complex. They believe everything that is wrong with them, either their failure in their marriages, in their businesses, in their lives, and the rest of that, it should be blamed on others. We know what they look like. And if blaming the Igbos, or you who are Igbos, pathetic Igbos, who always love to also blame the Yorubas, using the same brush to paint all the Yorubas, right? You are as pathetic as your Yoruba fellow, okay? So we have the Yoruba bigots, we have the Igbo bigots. As pathetic as the two of you are in a way, right? So you do not represent the real people, okay, of this race. And when time comes, right, you kind of poses the existential danger than those you want to point at as the real enemy. So yeah, you're gonna get shipped down to the desert, and you can have a place there where you truly belong. Okay, in a society where love, justice, really reigns. Bigots who have no one to blame for their miserable existence, they will just have to disappear or continue to live and exist in your misery. But a society will not sort of be built around you, because no society, there's no contribute, or there's no successful contribute around bigots short-sighted, racist, xenophobic, lazy bums that some of you actually are. You had nothing. And we would never let you put the, put the people's, put the generation coming and put their lives in jeopardy due to your, here you get. Don't worry. The point I'm trying to make here is that Nigeria is going to break up. The division is real. The moment everybody can no longer tolerate anybody, everybody, we would have to agree to go our separate ways. And when the division begins to happen, okay, just know, right, that you can always have an idea of what your own place is going to be in such countries, right? Look at me. So anyway, thank you very much for this. I was going to take calls, but I think I am going to actually take calls because I have a lot of you who want to probably chip in one or two things as well tonight before we go. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea, and you can still like that video, like the broadcast, in case if you have to leave as well, that's fine, okay? But like it, and then for those who really want to still stay back and make and contribute tonight, the number is on your screen. Please use it. I will be back. I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm very fine. Calling from America.
Say that again, sorry.
I'm calling from America.
Calling from the US. Do you have a name
at
all?
Oh, Victor, please.
It's Victor. So I have a Victor on the line. Please, sir, go on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maiyegun. You are doing so well. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you. You really changed me in a very positive way. My thinking towards this shit country, like it's I got a lot of insight from you. Thank you so much. For a lot of people too, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you. I tried to call yesterday, but I couldn't get through. I called more than like 100 times, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
So, but I was really raging. I was really vexed. I was annoyed yesterday with this Akeredolu. I'm from Ondo State.
Oh, bless you.
And I'm sorry, but as for me, I don't feel pity for him.
It's
I'm sorry, but I don't feel pity for him. I don't. I'm sorry. I would have felt big pity for him. I didn't mean this guy as has voluntarily resigned this position from the beginning, from the onset, because he knows the situation, he knows what is going on. His sickness and everything. He knows what is going on. His family knows everything. I would have really appreciated if he has resigned at the early stage.
Exactly.
But look
like
at it.
10 months ago,
now,
it would have been the best.
Yes. I don't feel sorry for him. I'm sorry, but I don't feel any. If people are saying condolences to Ondo State people, I feel bad. What's that? Ondo State people don't feel bad about what this guy have put them through. It doesn't. I don't feel bad. Gbogbo wọn látòkè désàlẹ̀. Wọ́n máa ṣòfò dànù ni. Gbogbo wọn máa ṣòfò dànù. Yes, sir. Wọ́n máa ṣòfò dànù ni. Nítorí kọ́ ló gbogbo wọn máa ṣòfò dànù ni. People are suffering. People are suffering every day. People are going through a lot. And it's so funny. Maiyegun, I sometimes I go crazy. I go crazy when I think about Nigeria. That why is this thing happening in Nigeria? Like these people who just come to us and just sell all this fake thing. They sell it to people, and people will just listen and be like, "Let's give them time." I'll be like, it's so annoying. All this I want to share religious thing of the thing too. All these people, I'm very sure. The only prayer I pray for them is the only thing Maiyegun they can learn. The way they can learn, they're going to learn in the hard way.
That's right.
And the hard way is when Nigeria happened to them. When Nigeria happened to them in a very hard way, nobody would teach them. Nobody would tell them the right thing to do. Nobody goes, so that is my prayer to them. I can't preach to them.
You've not got any sympathy or any pity for any of them, and you will never get that.
No, I will not. I'm sorry.
No, that was sorry because we all know what it is like. And now, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Stay safe, okay? Take it easy, sir. I mean, I have said it before that you don't need to speak too much grammar. If you just feel like, I just feel like cursing them, curse them and don't ever feel sorry. I know a lot of us are not like that. You know, we all have our personality. We are not a cursive people and all of that. So I get that. There are some exceptions that are allowed, especially when you are reacting to what these people represent. And in your own word, and make way for hello there. Ma.
It's me, Governor Priscilla.
Say that again. Your name, Ma?
Sila.
Oh, that's you, Sila. You made it again, through the call tonight. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm fine, sir. I had to run and go into there's echo. Let me change the room. So my kids will not run after me and so that I'm not in the living room.
All right, let's make it quick before they found you in another room. Go on.
Yes, sir. So first of all, my own is Ibonio. We all need to get our guns. I am tired. We are not going to protest. Everybody go get your gun. I am tired of seeing all those stupid people. When something happens, when something happens, they'll is it press conference or what they call it? If whether the governor, whoever the person is, they'll start explaining, we're sorry for what happened. You know what? I am tired of listening and watching the damn people saying all kind of crap from their mouth. I don't even know why Shipman had to live alive. Why did he live stay alive? Why did they do that to me? I keep saying I need to know how to shoot. My husband was like, you want to know how to shoot? You're living with me. Why? What? I'm like, you don't understand. Coming from Nigeria, you need to know how to shoot. You're in America.
To shoot, exactly.
Maximize your potential and take advantage. Are you kidding me? When you are there, you have your gun. I don't know how you're going to get your gun, but you need to have one. I think Nigeria to have a gun or something. Excuse me.
But they always take their guns away from them, Celia. You know that. They do that. They prevent them, or they kind of come around and then start killing them. The soldiers, or not even these terrorists. It's complicated, isn't it?
But am I good? But am I good? When the two finger was in the state, was still in my state.
Yeah.
You know, they sent people after my people in Kapancha and Taboro, and they were taking our house, they were taking our knives. Even kitchen knives, they were taking kitchen knives in some of our kitchens. These stupid people, God will judge them.
Amen.
If I get up, let me meet with one of them in America. I swear, I will show them. It's not the woman that has a womb. It's not the woman that gives birth. Excuse me, what is it? I promise you, I swear, I will disgrace them. Let me see them. They should come to America. I am waiting for them in America. It's not my size because I'm not tall. Excuse me, but let them come. I will tell them that their mother is my size. I will not say they will bless you. We are going to give us the even if you are 10, as long as you are a man, you are a child to me. I can call you son. We are every woman we have a right is our enjoyment from God. Anyway, I'm afraid because of one thing.
I mean,
yes, sir. Let me quickly say one more thing.
Yes.
One more thing, sir, because I'm afraid with the other video you sent, like someone said there was a letter that they're going to attack on the 29th. So I spoke with my mom 2 days ago, and I'm so scared because even I spoke with my mom before I call you.
Right.
She said the presence of Fulani in Kagoro. If you know Kagoro, if you guys, whoever knows Kagoro, is in Southern Kaduna, from Kagoro, Kafanchan, all those areas. And we're just like an hour, 30 minutes from Jos. My mom said the presence of Fulani. Hey, these people. I woke up this morning with a bad dream of attacks. She said the way these people are lined with their cows, those cows, that even though they say when they come with their cows, they may not do much because, you know, they know that people will destroy their cows. But she said because it's been a long time we have our festival in Kagoro land because of insecurity and all the nonsense going on, killings of my people. But as I'm talking to you now, they want to do it in a big way. Our present governor of Kaduna State, the deputy and everybody, they're coming to Kagoro land. If you watch Channels News, you will see it. They're even talking about it. You know, they'll come to Kafantan. They have my own is if they want to attack, let them attack when those people are there. So that let everybody run.
They should do it when they're So there is already report of some of this Fulani's gathering in some of the hills there, right? That people are already reporting.
But hey, if you're going to Kapancha from Kagoro, my mom said you will see their cows white like this on the roadside. That they are claiming they come to eat the harvest. You know, after they harvest the rice, the rice farm. Yeah. So they usually bring their cows when things were normal to eat after, to graze like after the harvest. But I said, mommy, twice once visiting twice. Will you wait for this people until? Because you never know. You don't want to be a statistic. You don't want to wait until something happens. Because now I'm just thinking, what can I take my mother to? But the invitation is everywhere in the whole world. You know, because before, people from even outside countries are invited for our festival. It's always new festival, feast of this thing, January. And they still coming up with their plans in a big way. Announcing national things everywhere. But me, I'm not thinking because she said even today, the kind of presence of Fulanese that entered, I said, what if something happened in Plateau? That's why I'm calling you. She said for New Year, they will not sleep at home. They will go and sleep in another nearby.
Wow.
Okay.
Sentiments and all that. Anyway, I kind of hope she will be fine and she will be safe. I share in your own fear, by the way, because I will be worried too. Hearing such a news and then knowing what is going on back there. Okay, Celia, thank you very much for calling in today. Okay, and let's keep hoping that
thank you, sir.
Will be fine. Okay, hopefully.
Amen. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Take care. No. So that's another one there that should serve as like like an information for everyone who cares to possibly listen. Gathering of the full, that would kind of scare me, sort of. Celia would want everybody to do their best and defend themselves, get guns and get whatever you can to. I know it's not that easy in a way, but when those who are in government who could actually make that happen are not doing what they should, but they are just taking pictures here and there, promising people what they are not actually doing, it's sad. Here, hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
This is CA from Atlanta.
How are you today, CA, man?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's great.
It's
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Most time I just sit back and I was tempted to call yesterday, but I just say no. Let me chill a little bit.
You just see it through. Anyway, now you're here, sir. Please.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody this morning. He told me that Akeredolu, that guy was a good man. You know this guy before. Was he not that lawyer, my MBM? I said, yeah, that's the same. I said, but the guy was good. I said, yes. He now said, but he doesn't know what she is a lady. He said, he doesn't know whether anytime they get into power, whether there's something they give to them to drink or something they change their behavior, they change their behavior. He doesn't understand. That she doesn't know if that's a problem. I said, well, that's how it is. We know Akeredolu the way he was before he became governor, but as a constitutional lawyer that should know the law, fighting with the deputy governor, all this are necessary for God's sake. Then again, the clown you showed today that was talking about the Igbo woman. You know, APC will always cook up. Twist it. Yeah. First of all, he should go to school and learn how to speak English first. Then, secondly, you know, APC is in the dilemma right now. How that in Nigeria right now, if you go to banks throughout this Christmas period, there was no cash. There was no cash. Your own money, you can't get it. The ATMs are dry. The banks are dry. You can only do transfer. You can't get physical cash. So the country is in a big mess now. So the only way they can do now is to cook up controversy for people to feast on.
Yeah.
So you apparently know that that's here to distract them. You keep them busy. They'll start talking about Yoruba man, Igbo woman, Benin woman, Edo. You know, when your house is on fire and you're pursuing rats, that's exactly what is happening. The house is on fire in Nigeria. People are dying. People are dying of hunger. You are talking of an Igbo lady and Yoruba woman. That tells you the level.
We marry Igbo. We should be careful before we marry Yoruba. We should be in the country that is already your country is up in smoke, and you are busy.
From what he's saying, three important things he said is: one, Akeredolu died because the wife refused prayer.
Yes.
That is one major point. Then two, because the wife want to steal. That's why Akeredolu died. It's just sad that we have things like this. Then this Politico killing. When will people come out for God's sake and say it the way it is? Your people are butchered to death, and you're still talking about government delegation. Why not just say it? Let the heaven fall. Tell your Fulani killers to leave our people alone.
Simple as
why are they still painting words? What are they still painting? Until they kill everybody? Why are they still painting words, for God's sake? This is annoying. Look at children on the back of their mom, slaughtered. Look at kids. I refuse to show my wife that video.
I refuse to even share that.
I know she's going to cry all through.
Horrible images.
And people are still there talking about government delegation. They appeal to IG. Look at the police spokesperson. What is he talking?
Nonsense.
Maiyegun. So I don't want to be aggravated. This is just annoying. Look at the number of deaths. And when you start counting the dead now, after 4 years or 8 years, well, how many years Tinubu will go to say, we don't know. By the time you tell them the number of people that died now, the same APC propaganda will say it's a lie. Where did you get your data from? What is this? Where did you get it from? Look at how many people have died since he took over power. The same Buhari trajectory. That's what he's following.
It's continuing.
Thank you, Maiyegun. Thank you very much for your effort.
For chipping in tonight. So we have that, and there's something about them too. Sometimes they will tell you that is it Tifnubu that said the terrorist should, or do you want Tifnubu to be the one to go and face the terrorists? Blah, 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 blah. Again, awaiting victim is hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I am doing well. First time caller, but I've been following you forever.
A regular viewer. Thank you very much, sir. Please.
I'm calling from Phoenix. Maiyegun,
Sir.
a lot of things is happening in Nigeria. When I was listening to our sister from the Southern Kaduna, a lot of things were going through my mind. And there is this important, fact she mentioned. Everybody needs a gun.
That's right.
That is a fact. Everybody in Nigeria needs a gun. Especially those of us from the South who wants to fight all these Fulani terrorists. My heart feels for them, especially because they are their first points of contact when they are coming down the South. They have to conquer the Middle Belt. Those Christians that live in Middle Belt, they have to conquer them before they now proceed to the South. And that is where a lot of these killings is taking place. Boko Haram knew this. Boko Haram knew that something like this is going to happen, even when he leaves office. That was why he disarmed them in the beginning, collected all their weapons. But I'm glad that a lot of us from the South, especially from the Southeast, didn't buy that idea. A lot of us didn't buy it.
You are so right. It's only in the East that they have not really been able to collect people's gun at all.
No, they won't. They won't do that. They won't do that.
I know, but
they won't do that. They won't do that in the East. No Easterner will be stupid enough to hand his guns to the
No, I've not seen anywhere. No. Even Niger Delta militants who said they are like a big BDC, they handed over their guns too, but maybe not everything too.
Yeah. The people kept their gun, and we are waiting for them in the East. But I honestly feel for these people from the Middle Belt, because of the way they are being slaughtered like animals. That's by the way. About the governor, the past governor of Ogun State, Akeredolu.
Oh, Ondo.
There is one of Ondo State. Sorry, of Ondo State. There is this guy that said, I think it was Abraham Lincoln. He said that nearly all men can stand adversities. But if you want to test a man's character, give him power.
That's right.
Another American great said that power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. I think that is what is going on with a lot of Nigerian politicians. A lot of them were good men before they entered politics. They saw power and became monsters, became looters, became evil, became people without conscience. Forgot why they were elected, forgot the primary purpose of a government to serve the people. I think that is one thing that is happening among Nigerian politicians. And again, I subscribe to what this guy said the other day. The Balaberia guy, what's his name again? Seku. Yeah. Seku said that the prison.
A Liberian brother. Good.
Seku. Yeah, the Liberian guy. Yeah. He said that the reason why we are still living like this is that the system was not decolonized. That was a silent point. I said, wow, I never thought about this. We had our independence, but the system itself
it was never decolonized.
Never decolonized. Yes. I never thought about it. And when I think about it now, this is bam. That was a banger. That was exactly what is happening in Nigeria. Our system was not decolonized. We inherited it and kept it.
And we kept it.
And we kept it. And that is why we are having these issues. That is why we are having these issues. The police should be to serve and to protect, right?
The people, exactly. Protect the people, like we
To
see in the
serve and to
Western world at
protect.
some
But
point.
look at, yeah, exactly. Look at what they are doing in Nigeria. To serve the elites and kill the regular person, the common man.
That's right.
You know. So Maiyegun, I don't believe in one Nigeria. To be honest with you, I don't believe in one Nigeria. When the obedience came, I was saying, well, let's see what we have.
It's like you never can tell. I get that.
You never can tell. But I am now 100% sure that Nigeria can never be redeemed.
No.
The only option now is to key in with Sowore's idea of revolution. Only if you want to keep one Nigeria. Then Sowore's version, revolution. And that revolution has to be stinkingly bloody. It has to be stinkingly bloody. You will be seeing dead body on the streets as you walk. And that is the only way if we want to keep.
But they told us that
if you want to keep.
Yeah, Sekou said that with his own experience from northern Nigeria, from his own experience, that is going to take extra to make it have effect there. It's like whatever we plan in the south, we must plan it twice or thrice for the north.
Times two,
that's
yes. That's for those people that are still clamoring for one Nigeria. If they really want one Nigeria, they have to key into Sowore's idea of revolution. And it has to be bloody, very, very bloody and stinky. That's the only way out.
Thank you.
You know.
Sir,
let me leave you for now. Thank you so much for what you do. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the Temple of Truth members.
You too. Thanks so much for at least getting in tonight. I do appreciate that. Sir.
Yeah, I was lucky, man. I was lucky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's a brilliant one. Where a lot of you believe that even though they are faith in.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Great.
This is NK. This is NK from Canada.
Oh, is that NK? That's NK.
Yeah.
It's not the same NK that was.
Exactly. Let me just off my TV.
All right.
I'll move away from my chatbot.
Yeah. Now, NK from Canada.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Please.
NK means Nuruddin Kazim from Igbo Ogun State.
I should have seen that, but it wasn't like obvious. So anyway, so now I get to know Nuruddin. Why do you think what I was saying is an attack on Muslims? Why? Why do you think so?
All right. I'm from a family of 8. Right. I have a Christian as brothers and sisters, and I grew up in Lagos. I attended a Catholic school.
Good.
If you look at it critically, whatever that is happening in the north, we don't have it in the south.
Absolutely. That's why I was about your comments. Like, you grew up in the south.
Yeah.
Why would you even ask me that? Why would you say spreading hatred against Islam? Why would you say that?
All right. I for once believe that with all the problem going around in the world, if we critically look at it, I think we can actually break it down into political issue, religious issues, and tribal issues.
Okay.
And I believe that Nigeria issue is more of tribal and political.
Okay.
Even though there is some element of religious issue under political issues. Because if we look at it, I serve in Mangu local government. The same year, Mangu local government has a college of education and one girls government federal government college that actually got burnt, and some female students also got burnt. Okay. I think I served in that local government.
Got burnt
that year. I think their hostel got catch fire, and there are some casualties. Okay. Exactly. So if you look at Mangu local government, you have a lot of Christians there, and even there are a lot of Muslims too.
Okay.
And they coexist very well. This guy,
There is one senator that came from that area that actually built house at the other side of the local government. I think he's dead now. He was there during the Obasanjo time. But where I'm going is that I want to ask a question. I want us to all have an open mind into this issue. If there is crisis in the north, and the Hausa and the Fulani people are killing other people, if I'm there as a let's say there is other tribes there that claims that is at the point of being killed, and he claims he's a Muslim, but let's say he's an Igbo guy or Yoruba guy. Do you think he's going to be spared? No, they will still go ahead and kill him.
That's your scenario. Let's paint a scenario, because it's like what you are trying to paint here, okay? A scenario here. Let's not try to kind of mogul it, okay? You lived in a community where Muslims exist, Christians coexist, all right?
Yes.
And then they have clashes, okay?
Yes.
A scenario where they have clashes, and maybe the Christians will say they are right, or Muslims says they are right, and the rest of that. But that scenario is so different from this particular conversation, Nurul. Listen, you live.
Maiyegun,
hang on one second.
Okay.
Hang on, just 1 second. I just want to help you to shape the scenario you are trying to paint before we go too far. Away from what we are talking, okay? This is it. The crisis that is going on right now, especially in the middle belt part of Nigeria, especially in Jos and Mangu and areas you just mentioned now, there are no clashes between the locals, Muslim versus Christians. Okay?
No.
Now, hang on.
No.
Hang on. You know, like if they had their clashes, you can call that clashes, Muslim and other, maybe community stuff. We are talking about invasion. All right?
Invasion,
invasion. Hang on, that even those people who are living in those communities you mentioned, right, where you have a
Muslim and Christian,
you have others there, right? Even some of them are testifying that those who come to attack them come from that they do know them. All right, this is the conversation, okay? And they said when they came, all right, when they came into those communities, which are mainly Christian communities, there was no fight. This is me now following eyewitnesses accounts now, not creating scenario, right? Now, what does that mean is that when we have people who come in, right, and they killed locals, right, and they killed them, and the local says when they came, they killed us because we are Christians, all right? And at the same time, you saw those who survived. I mean, those who are the Fulani other part who says,
Maiyegun, please. Okay. That assertion is wrong. They are killing them because. All right, let me explain to you. They are killing them because they are different. These are Fulani invasions that are coming to kill some other people in other locations. And when they come, they don't look at you if you are Muslim or Christian. They kill everybody that they say. That is why I said this issue has nothing to do with religion. In Mangu local government, their king is a Muslim. They have a central mosque there. And if they are writing them that they are coming to attack them, they are not going to be selective. They are coming to attack almost everybody in that location. And I'm telling you, if the same thing happened in the East, and the people in the East decided to start attacking other people from other tribes, let's say the Hausa people or the Fulani people, and they met someone that they knew is an Hausa or Fulani person, and the person claims that he is a Christian, though he's an Hausa people, I'm telling you categorically just a moment that he's not going to be spared. That's why I said Nigerian issue. Nigerian issue. Okay.
Hang on. You remember where this is now talking about the attacks now, okay? Which you have actually made a very valid point to say when the Fulanis come or to attack either Hausa or attack other tribes, they deal with them because that's your own theory.
Yes.
Deal with them based on their
Yes.
difference, not because of religion.
Yes.
All right.
Not because of religion. Yes.
In that conversation that you actually dabbled into, that you accused me of saying all the wrong things about Muslim, it wasn't even about the attack.
We'll go to that.
Hang on. It was me.
Okay.
It was me explaining blasphemy and then apostasy. Something that is not clear. I mean, something that we don't practice in the South. And I said that they have their law, that they sentence people to death. Then explaining what apostasy means to these people, that they hunt people down for reverting back from Islam. You said I lied. Why would you say that?
I didn't say you lied.
No, you said
I said no. If you look at my speech, I said that stereotyping religion is wrong, just as we're stereotyping tribes.
See, that's where you come in. You wanted to defend Islam. Hang on. This was me. Talking about these guys in the north.
And I said something about the Southwest, that you should take the Southwest as a case study.
You knew I wasn't talking about the Southwest. You knew I was talking about what they are doing. The type of their own religion and Sharia that is so strange to people like us too. You knew I was talking about that, and you said I was attacking Islam. Was I lying that they do that I mentioned?
Maiyegun, I didn't accuse you of attacking Islam.
Did you
what I'm saying is that what I said, go and look at it. What I said was that there are people from other tribes that practice Islam that doesn't kill, that doesn't behave like the way the Hausa people behaves. Maiyegun, you need to also look at some other speech, some other comments in the chat. Some other people, because when you say something, sometimes it's ambiguous. Some other people takes it to be something else, and some other people takes it to be something else. Sometimes last year
knew what I was saying, right?
And I was trying to people differ.
And you knew
regarding their religions.
I wasn't generalizing Islam when I was saying that. Do you know that? You knew that too, Nuru. You knew that I was talking.
Yeah, if you're saying it now,
I was talking about the type of extremist Islam that these guys are practicing.
It's all right. It's okay.
They are bold to kill people for. Then I also said there are people.
It is tribal.
Yeah, you know what? Okay,
Maiyegun, it is tribal.
Okay,
I believe it's tribal.
Okay,
and that's why I said that you should look at the issue that is happening between the Israel and the Palestine. But let's leave that aside. Let's talk about Nigeria.
Okay.
See, the only way Nigeria can move forward is between the South and the East. You see, this two set of people. This is not my first time of saying it on your platform. As much as the Yorubas and the Igbos are coexisting, they're very close to each other. There's this hitting hatred that is between the two of them, and it is brewing. And one time when it's gonna explode, I'm telling you, the Hausa will just be, the Northerners will just be looking at us, messing ourselves up. See, the Eastern people needs the Southern people. The Southern people needs the Eastern people. And the moment that we both realize that we need ourselves, we need to respect our boundaries, and we need to work together. And once we are able to do that, I'm telling you, the North will start fearing us. Once we have a single front.
Hang on, NK.
Yeah.
Hang on.
All right.
Let me say something, right? You see, people exist when they have mutual respect for one another. You get that, right?
Exactly.
And then in the past, it's always looking like, I wouldn't say it has been. It's always looking like there's always collaboration between the North and the West. All right, or the North and the East. But there's
exactly
collaboration, even though we are more closer and all that, between the East and the West in the political front.
Yes.
However, most of the times people feel like oh, whoever associates with this group can take advantage of that, and then all of
We
that.
are always antagonizing ourselves.
We can no
Yes.
longer continue to exist like that. NK. That
Exactly.
we want to be friends
Exactly.
with. We need to work with the Igbos so that the North can feel
Exactly.
or we need to
Exactly.
work with this so that
Exactly.
let me finish though. What I'm saying here is
Yes.
this, right? The first question should be, do we want to actually coexist together as one country under this arrangement? Until that answer is, until that question is genuinely answered, where Igbos are not given conditions of how they are going to actually be part of Nigeria, where Yorubas are not given conditions, where Hausa, so any other nationality is not given that condition. And that is where the conversation around the national conference comes in, NK. We don't need to believe that we need to work with the Igbos before, before we can have in Nigeria or whatever. It is ideal to even promote the mutual respect, not conditional respect. So I wanted to chip that in to say, you see, the idea of we need to work with the Igbos and then make it look like it's actually one particular thing that needed to be done that is not done yet. I think that idea should be completely erased, and be the idea of, if the Igbos want to be on their own, right? Let us respect that. If the Yorubas want to be on their own, let's respect that. Same goes for
Maiyegun, that cannot be achieved independently.
Of course,
we need to first of all come together and face this. I was on your program. I was with your program yesterday when you spoke about Amotekun. Look at how they were able to achieve Amotekun. They came together and they went to meet with Buhari, even though he didn't want to give to them. But when he saw the unification between the Southwest governor and the Eastern governors, at least they were able to achieve something. At least they were able to achieve 60 to 70% of it. Just like how we need to always come together politically,
but can
to see how we can.
3 people work together without agreeing?
That means we need to forget whatever issue that we have in the past.
Okay.
Or else the North will keep taking advantage of this division. The North know that there is a division between the East and the West. They know it very well. That is why they keep telling us that they will always be the one that will be deciding where the power goes. They know that there is a crack. They know there is a division. There is a virtual division between the East and the West. The East continue to take this past, what will I say it, betrayal from the West. And the West is now becoming very careful, like, we need to be very careful of these people. We don't need that any longer. The northern people, political, they're taking advantage of the issue that is between the East and the West. We need to come together. We need to forget whatever that is we have in the past. We need to come together and face these people and tell them that, come, if you kill our own people, this is what we are going to do back to you.
Well, that sounds.
If you do this, promising. This is what we are going to do. And if you don't give us what we want, then that means you don't. There's not going to be Nigeria any longer. They are going to be scared. They are going to be scared.
Let's
and if eventually they didn't gel, then you can break up Nigeria, and later the South and the West, the West and the East can also break up that time. But for now, I'm telling you, if the South decided the West decided to face the North, you understand, the East, the North will go and collaborate. Yeah, no, I'm just telling you, the North will go and collaborate with the East to deal with the West. If the East decided to go and face the North, the North will collaborate with the West and deal with the East. So these two people politically needs to come together. It has nothing to do with religion. In Tinubu's family, Tinubu claims he's a Muslim. The wife claims he's a Christian. and they are still corrupting Nigeria.
Because it's not about religion in that sense, I know. Anyway,
it has nothing to do with religion.
Let me take another call, okay? Thanks so much as well.
All right, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Thank you. All right.
Appreciate that. All right. You have a good one, Baba.
All right.
All right. So it seems that hang on, my caller. I have a caller. Hang on there. So it seems that you know, there's so much, so many things that that my last caller just mangled up in a way. So what I was trying to make him understand is that we have gone beyond that stage where people say, let us just forget the past and then move on. Okay. When we know that there is still sustainability of that divisive politics that is being preached in a way, you cannot ignore them and say, you know, we should all come together. It's a very, very cheap word to tell people and say, let us all come together and just try and work together so that we can indeed, when you know that you and I, which are the people, right, have no such a power of coming together to make any difference, when the establishment that actually created the enmity, the division, and also sort of, you know, funneling it as well. So the ideal thing is when you now want to say come together, you must always be very clear. And that coming together means if I'm going to be in the same room with, for example, the Igbos, I must respect whatever that Igbo and the Igbo people stands for. And they must also respect everything that I also stand for as a Yoruba man. Mutual respect. And from that mutual respect means that you don't give conditions to people in participating in something that is meant to be a collective for all of us. And you also don't try in the process of trying to, when you say Nigeria is so divided, and then you have a generation that believes that if the Igbos and the Yorubas can come together, that could actually be something that they can use to also fight the North. Why do you want to come together to fight the North? Why not just come together and discuss on how everybody can go their separate ways, where you don't need to come together, Igbos and Yorubas coming together to come and face the North, or Igbos and Fulanis coming together to come and face the West. All those are still the same thing, doing the same thing again and again. Nigeria has gotten to that stage where it is either you are actually a real place, a real country, which you are not, or everybody just pick up their real identity and stop pretending. Do you get that now? So a lot of people have different theories on how what this should be like. I don't buy that idea of the Igbos and Yorubas coming together under what arrangements, under what mutual agreement and the rest of that. Would you respect an Igbo man and all that he stands for without questioning it? Would you accept all what the Yoruba man and then his ideology stands for without having to question it? Then why do you have to come together to fight another group when you can actually like come together and even with other groups and tell them, can we go our separate ways? That's what I was saying. And on the part of the religion, NK, you wanted to Mongol it together. And I kind of, you know, I did my best to see if I could get you back on there to separate them. We're talking about the attacks carried out by the Fulanis. I didn't say Muslim Fulanis or Muslim Fulanis attacking the people of the Middle Belt. People of the Middle Belt are different ethnic nationalities, okay? And they are those that their villages, their communities, and their people are being wiped out, all right? We have others where you have Boko Haram that are going after those who are not, who they consider as Christian communities, ransack them, kill them, chase them away, and rename their communities in the name of their whatever Allah there, right? That was that. But there is also a part where we believe that the ideas of their Sharia and the kind of Islam they practice in northern Nigeria that are not so different from the ones they practice in Afghanistan and all those worst Muslim countries that none of them really want to live in. We know that exists. I'm from the southern Nigeria, and I can tell you a lot of them just sound so ridiculous to us because we've never really seen that before, where people are being punished for saying something about Allah or Muhammad. No, you can't do that in Yoruba land. It's not possible. In the South, it wasn't possible. Okay? You cannot say because somebody converted to Islam and they converted back, you are going to kill them for apostasy. It's not possible. But in that same Nigeria, they have people who have gone underground because some group of lunatics, in the name of their Allah, they are looking for them to kill them. They've killed some. They've even, in fact, sentenced some in the name of blasphemy. You see, when you say blasphemy, apostasy, as a Southerner, I'll be thinking that you are a terrorist talking like that. And I don't expect a Muslim from the South saying that is like, don't say that, because you know about apostasy, NK. You know about blasphemy. You know that if you are allowed to do it right, they will do it in the Southern Nigeria. Of course, they will do it. But we will not let them do it in Southern Nigeria without a fight. So that is not an insult on Islam. It's not an attack on Islam. It is to expose the expose the hypocrisy of the rogues who are shouting Allah, 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 and killing people for it in the northern part of Nigeria. You as a Muslim, you may call yourself a moderate Muslim. Those ones will kill you, because to them you are not a Muslim. You know that. And we all know that too. So to my viewers, sorry that kind of extended here and there, and I had to keep Osita on the line too. Are you still there?
Yes, my brother.
Your patience is legendary. Osita, thanks so much for that, okay?
Yeah.
By the way, yeah,
you're
everybody
welcome.
Can hear you now.
Yeah, you're welcome. And more greases to your elbows.
Thank you.
More oil on your head and more oil in your mouth. Always. You know, as regards to the last caller, what he was trying to say, in living as one, or let's say in marriage, there is no condition in marriage. No. Absolutely no condition.
That's not marriage.
Yes, there is no condition in marriage. So when we say we'll try to form an alliance between the Southwest and the Southeast for us to fight the Northerners, that means we have given up already. We have accepted their masters. We've accepted their lords over us. That's the way it is. But the truth to the matter is, I keep telling people, and we have come to a point that we should know that this thing is non-negotiable anymore. You cannot negotiate Nigeria anymore. Because if we are fighting now, let's say we are fighting for a just cause, that, oh, things should get better in Nigeria. After our generation, what will happen? They will go back to the status quo again.
Status quo, yeah.
So, in order for this thing where there is love, the lost or love lost, where there's love lost, no love the only solution is to dissolve that marriage. And we have gotten to that point of dissolving that marriage, that thing that tied us together as one contraption, as a contraption. That thing that tied us together, we have to break it. Said these things times without number within the leagues of my friends, because I have friends almost in every tribe in Nigeria. And I say to them, it is not because of me and you is laughing here. When it gets to the place that matters most, which is the politics of that country where we come from, somebody will come to you in your family and tell you, do you realize that you are an Igbo man?
That's right.
The other person, it will come, they will tell, do you realize that you are Omoluabi, you are
Yoruba.
The other one will come, do you realize that you are Fulani? That Fulani is always the top. That is what we will continue to see amongst us. But when we break and go our separate ways, it will be easy for us to pick up the bad people within our society to treat them the way we want to treat them, the way they ought to be treated. So all these things that we talk about, you see, that particular guy from Liberia that you spoke to that day, God bless him wherever he is. He analyzed, even when he was saying that, I was saying to myself, praise God in heaven that somebody has the balls who is not in Nigeria to analyze our own problem, the things that we didn't even see. He saw it from the neutral perspective of life. That is the reason he was accurate. Sometimes we'll talk about all these things. We want to say, oh, I don't want to talk down on my side. I don't want to talk down on my side. I don't want to talk down because of this person is my friend. So if I don't say it the way that he's going to entertain it, I will offend him. But he is saying it from the neutral point of view. That was the reason he got it right. So the problem is, and the problem will always remain the problem, which you have said in this on this your program times without number. From the north, the kind of belief they practice is not just the ordinary Islam. Because when you look at the Islam, the people that gave them Islam, how come those people are progressing? They are progressive society. You see them, they produce doctors, they produce everything. But how come in their own case it's not like that? The way you have Catholic, you have Protestants in Christianity, that's the way you have different types of Muslims as well.
You know, the Sufis, the Sunnis, all of this, and they are like extremists.
That's the way they have, because what they do is that they mix up their culture.
That's what that's what NK was trying to tell us there too. Like, listen, of course, some of these people have this culture of this violence that they kind of mask as Islam too. I said, well, you know what? But they exist. Oh yeah, they exist. Then I'm talking about them, their existence. That doesn't condemn your Islam if you are not a closest supporter of theirs. So if you agree that all these ideologies exist, right, and they are a threat, then that shouldn't make you feel bad that somebody is talking about it. Don't see it as, you know what I mean, Sita?
Yeah, you don't
because
see
they
it
do
as,
exist.
As if
how could somebody want to kill me because
exist.
I said I'm no longer doing Islam? Who the hell are you? They say, but it is their Islam. I say, well, okay, but you know it exists. Is that a good thing? And they do exist in Nigeria.
So
go on.
So this is the problem because of their own self-belief that that is what their own prophet, their leader has told them that Nigeria belongs to them, and they can come from anywhere around Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, and they can come and lay claims. The whole thing that is happening in Nigeria, the constitution that the British people gave to us that was shelved away, everything that happened till this very moment, before, after independence, till date, it only drives to one thing, one ideology, that we want to Islamatize the country called Nigeria.
Even when we all know it is going to be so nearly impossible. Let's be honest.
Impossible.
It will take forever.
They themselves know. They themselves
believe
it. They themselves, they know that it's impossible.
You know what I mean? They believe it. They believe they can do it. And they believe they have that conviction that they can kill as many people as possible until they do it. And somebody is saying that don't get paranoid. They don't really mean it. I say, are you mad? Are you joking?
So whatever we think or whatever we say, the only agenda they have is to Islamatize Nigeria. That is all. And for the fact, I keep telling people, when we are thinking about revolution, any revolution that comes that doesn't have the basic discussion that everybody should go on their own respective ways, I am telling you that revolution is no revolution. That revolution is what I call rigmaroling, because you will still come back to the same point we are today. So let us not even think about it. I do have friends from Ghana that lives here in America where I live. I have friends from Togo that lives here as well, the mechanic that I use. But trust me, I respect them, they respect me. They don't, we don't cross each other out.
Osita, just 1 second, right? I found somebody in the comments. I think his name is Jeff on YouTube. So I have banned him or her, whoever that account is. Okay. You see, we are still trying to kind of make some of you understand, right? The danger of the bigots, the short-sightedness of some of you who are tribal and religious bigots. And somebody, right, on MaiyegunsDiary Politico dropped a comment and said Yorubas should go with their Fulani brothers. Igbos don't want them. Like, are you actually really mad? Or you are just like a lunatic that misses his way? You are on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, where I spend my time to educate a lot of you that some of these bigots that doesn't represent anybody, right? And I told you, as we have the Yoruba bigots, we have some of you useless Igbo bigots too. But can you at least just keep it to yourself, your madness, that you don't say them to my face on my platform? So, hey, all of you who are holding those spanners, please get busy. When you see all those people who disguise, whether they are like disguised as Igbo or Yoruba, I don't give a damn. Please get rid of them. I will be looking for them. How dare you? Yorubas should go with their Fulani. Show madini.
You know,
how did Yorubas and Fulanis have any connection? But there are so many of you lunatics, all right, that hang about on social media, and you think this could be one of your abode. Of course you're wrong. Osita, continue. And I hope those of you are holding those spanners are busy.
Yeah, you know,
get rid of them. I will do the same. Please.
All right. As regards to what you just said right now, you know, a lot of them, they have found out that the way they are going about it is so difficult. So what do? They have intelligent ones, negatively intelligent ones among them. And what did they do? They set the ball rolling, they set the fire of this particular tribal bigotry. That is what
they will now use Takia. They will use Takia. They call it Takia. That one they will say, oh, look at those ones. So we don't support them. Oh, sure you understand. No, they are not they are not for us. So sure you get. But behind the scene, they actually want them to continue. Takia. They will say all of you should not react to them. Don't judge us because of the actions of that one, okay? Please don't judge us, so we don't know about them, but guess what? They do. Takia.
They do. So they've seen that they have tried to use religion. They've tried to use religion, but now they are using identity. And that identity is your tongue and your tribe. They want to tell you this person is an Igbo man, this person is a Yoruba man. And when you see them online, immediately they are saying whatever they are saying. Then you will see one person who calls himself whatever, Nuruddin, all those kind of names. You will jump into the conversation and say, yes, that's true. But it all boils down to one thing, that we are never one.
That's right.
And we cannot be one. If I tell people, it is good that you go through history for you to find out, even when they arrived in London, what the white man told them, that you guys are not united. I didn't write it. It is there in the memo that you guys are not united. You can, in 1957, that was when we were supposed to receive our independence. But they told them, you guys should go back home, that you guys are not.
There's no sign that you are united, that you live together in that
country. You are united.
Go back.
So how do you think that we will continue in this mess? If we continue in this mess, in the next 1,000 years, we are still where we are.
The same place now. Why would an Igbo man be afraid to have his own country? What is wrong with you?
Country.
Why would a Yoruba man need an Igbo man to have your own country? Why would a Yoruba man not want to have his own country? What is wrong with you?
Country.
Why would an Hausa man or an Igala man or an Ijaw man be afraid to have his own country? Are you mad?
Yes.
Like, what is wrong with people?
Benin Republic?
That's the question now. Look around you.
How big is Togo? How big is Ghana?
We need ourselves. Igbo man need Yoruba man. We all need ourselves. We all need to live together. So mad, Dinimos, you? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? That you got colonized, forced together with people with different ideology, identity? And then you want to kind of force them still together and keep... Come on, man. If there's anything that the Yorubas and the Igbos needs right now, is for them to come together with the Hausas, the Fulanis, everybody to agree the day we are going to break up. That's it.
Simple.
Let us all forget the past. Come together. And what is wrong with you? Osita, let me tell them.
Man, so all these things that we are looking at, sometimes we want to paint words. We want to paint words. We want to twist words. We want to change. What are you talking about? What is the end product? The end product in this particular thing is that me and you, we are not the same. It's simple as ABC.
Simple. The Germans, the French, the Dutch, the English, the rest of them, they all have their identity. Today, they don't have the clash of identity. We are having clash of identity, clash of ideas, clash of this, clash of that, clash of religion in a contraption created for us. We don't even speak the same language.
If they ask you a question, who are you, where are you from? What's your nationality? You say, I'm a Nigerian, but I'm Igbo.
Igbo.
You're a Nigerian, but you're Igbo. Who says all those kind of things?
We need ourselves.
When they ask you, you should be able to say you're an Igbo man. They know where you come from.
Osita.
To join forces together to fight who?
Who?
To fight the Northerners. What am I gaining in the North?
What would I gain?
What would you gain for fighting them?
Come on, man.
I don't know who did this to us. I don't know who did this to us. What? I don't know who did this to us. It is becoming ridiculous.
Why have we done this to ourselves?
Every day, you will hear one thing. Look at somebody who has a wife that they've lived together all their life. Is that Akeredolu? Is it not going to die one day? Then the next thing you did, because of the wife is an Igbo woman, you started complaining. It is vice versa. If he's an Igbo man too, he will start complaining that the wife is a Yoruba
woman.
It is all because of you don't share the same identity. If the wife is a Yoruba woman, is somebody going to come and say, "Oh, look at that Yoruba man"? Will come and say, "Look at that Yoruba woman"?
Ijebu. They may say she's Egba. They may find another reason to just blame her. The purpose is not because of where the woman comes from. It is because of the lazy mind of these rogues who blame every other people for their misfortune.
You went and dressed up. You put on cologne. You put on your best attire just because you want to talk about the dead.
The life of another man and his wife of 33 years.
Something you never did when you were alive. When he was alive. That is cowardice. That was cowardice. Thank you, my brother.
God bless you, Osita. And thanks so much for indeed stopping by. I'll take just one more and I'll call it a night. Here. Hello there. Oh, can you hear me?
Maiyegun, good evening.
Oh, okay. Is that Charm? Is that you, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You might need to move away from that living room. I can hear myself on the screen as well, right?
I've muted it.
Oh, bless you. So you are going to be my last caller tonight. We managed to raise the tension, and it seems that it's steamy inside here this evening and all that. So yeah, we will need that feminine touch at this point, so that all of us
I don't know
down.
if this feminine touch is going to help. Honestly, I wasn't intending to call. But after listening to is it Nuruddin?
Yes, now our brother from Canada.
No, Nuruddin. Is it not the one who says he served in Mangu near Mangu?
And now he's in Canada. He lives in Canada now.
Oh, okay, all right. He lives in Canada.
That's right.
After listening to him speak, I said to myself, these are the kind of people that are problematic. Okay. And I say that because he is in denial. He doesn't tell himself the truth, because if he did tell himself the truth, he wouldn't have come out to say what he said. He would have picked up his phone to come and call you and tell you about you are being biased against the Muslims and everything. These are the people who don't tell themselves the truth. Those you said it is an issue of people of tribe or whatever.
Yeah, he's trying to make it look like, number one, all these clashes they are reporting in Plateau State, it's just some clashes between two people. Then later he said, okay, if you now think people will come to attack them, I want you to know that they also kill Christians. I mean, they kill Muslims too. They kill Christians too and all of that stuff.
Okay,
like, why are you taking me here? Eyewitnesses have already confirmed things that happened. You are creating a scenario. Why? I didn't get
and
that.
you even played it on there for everyone to, and I told you one time that people come to your platform. I'm not sure they hear you or they listen. They're hearing, but I'm not quite sure if they are listening. Do you understand? Because it's an action. You can hear somebody say, "Are you really listening to what he's saying? Do you hear what he's telling you?" We just played a clip where the person said it has been proven that the people who were killed were indigenous to that area, not Fulanis, not any other tribe. People who were indigenous to that area, and you still picked up your phone to talk about that is, you're somebody being biased against Muslims. Is it not a fact that the Fulanis who are carrying out these attacks are Muslims, or are they Christians? But is that not factual?
It is factual.
Is it not a fact?
Well, he wanted to make it look, he said they are not killing them because they are Muslims or they are Christian. They are killing them because they are not Fulani and all that. Then I was almost lost at the point. That is a, you know what I mean? I was like,
that is a rubbish argument.
You know what I mean?
That is a rubbish argument. At the end of the day, whether you're killing somebody because he's not a Muslim, or whether you're killing somebody because the person is a tribe, which part of it is right? Which part are you defending? Which part are you saying that, okay, it's okay to do? What kind of nonsensical reasoning is that? I told you, these kind of people are the kind of people that are problematic because he doesn't tell himself the truth. He's the kind of person that will see his fellow Muslim brother, and I'm not afraid to say it, doing the wrong thing, and he'll keep quiet. He will look for a logical way to reason what the person, to justify what that person is doing, instead of calling a spade a spade. It is wrong. Say it is wrong. Stand up for something. At the end of the day, whether this religion.
I mean, here is another one, Charm, right? Here is another one. We're talking about blasphemy. I mean, you and I always wonder here, like, why would anybody kill anybody because of any religion? Like, what in this day and time? How is that even possible, right? Now, we have been hearing about blasphemy, where they kill people for saying something about Islam, right? We have heard that, and I just mentioned the apostasy. So many of you have been hearing that. But some of you never probably believe it existed in Nigeria. It does, right? Now, I was talking about that, this extreme religion ideology. Nuri was offended that I was trying to blackmail Islam because it's not happening in the South. And I'm like, why would you feel? Because it's not happening in the South, negate or rubbish the one that is happening in the North? That is coming down South.
Anywhere.
Why do you feel offended? You know it exists, right? Like, why do you have to come and tell me that it's not happening in the South when I'm not talking about the South? So talking about people who love to live in denial.
Exactly. This is somebody who lives in denial. You're not telling yourself the truth. When they killed Deborah because she simply asked, I believe that's her name.
Yeah.
Because she said, please don't use this platform for your religious discussions. This is a WhatsApp group for our assignments and whatever.
School assignment. Okay.
Today, that woman is dead. She's dead.
They killed her.
Dead. They killed her. How many of these Muslims came out to say, condemn this nonsense?
Oh, they said, oh, that is their tribe in the North. It's not Islam per se. Are you trying to mock us or trying to kind of, are you actually joking?
So, at the end of the day, right, I think this was just what got me incensed, as in, this is part of the problem. And then to his point that, the Igbos and the Yorubas should come together so that they can show, we don't have to show the North anything.
That's what I'm saying.
That is a useless venture. Okay,
we should be able together and show them that we are powerful. Come together and break everything up. Let everybody go their way.
Let everybody go their way. Okay? And stand because we know we can stand. What is this fear? Fear of you. It's like this, we've been so, they put us all together so long that we're afraid that, okay, if we just separate from each other, if this person does, or something bad is going to happen to us. No, nothing bad will happen to you. We will offer, each tribe will find a way to exist within their geographical locations. They will find a way to work out. Like Osita said, you have Benin Republic, you have Togo, you have Ghana. Those people are a fraction, their whole landmass is a fraction of ours, but they're there, existing, thriving, living, and you're saying we should come together so we can show the North. I don't want to show the North anything.
I don't want to show the North anything.
I don't want to show the North. That is a pointless venture. I want to be able to say, okay, this is who I am. I am a Biafran. This is where I live.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have trade agreements? Can I come and trade in your country? Is it okay? What laws do you have?
You know.
And we move. Okay? If you say no, we don't want to work with Igbo, no problem, we'll look for somewhere else.
Go somewhere else. Exactly.
Okay.
Mutual respect. Respect them for who they are, and they respect you for who you are. It's as simple as that. And we can coexist. Some said, let's have regionalism. I said, well, that could be a good start, but come together to make Nigeria great. Are you mad, Dini? Come together to make you great.
No, come together.
It's a pure lie.
And I think it's pointless, because if you're saying, oh, let us come together so that we can show this one, who are they that we should, two of us, two
Same
tribes,
thing that a deluded Yoruba boy will say, the Hausa Fulani and the Yorubas have teamed together to punish the Igbos. Are you not deluded?
Listen, you know, there are so many, and I feel like, Maiyegun, you've been doing this you've been doing this long enough to know that there are some people where when they type some things, just ignore them and go, because you know, okay, this one is a mad person. I cannot be engaging unless they're not going to know the difference between the two of us.
I know,
so I'm not going to.
It does feel shocking sometimes, but because we know that it's so easy to sort of condition our people by planting in some little lies and all that in their mind, and they're making it look like it's real. That's why people like me don't ignore people like that. Do you understand?
And I feel like a lot of the time is right. There are fundamental issues with you as a human being. If you start to look down on a person or say that your problem is another person because they're a different tribe from you, there's something wrong with you mentally. There's something not quite there. You know, for you to assume that your problem with another human being is just because of an identity that they could never have felt.
I know.
Because I did not say, oh God, Heavenly Father, please make me an Igbo man, because, you know, I think Igbos are having such a fantastic time. Send me to earth, I'll be an Igbo man. No, none of us did that. None of us had that luxury. Okay, we were not made that way. We are who we are, right? So you can't say you hate another person or dislike another person because such and such person
where they come from, exactly.
For where they come from.
And you are so passionate about it enough to say you think you are protecting your own race by hating on them?
No, you are demonstrating your ignorance and your foolishness. Okay, you are demonstrating your ignorance and your foolishness, and you are putting it down that this is who you are, a bigot. You know, at the end of the day. So anyway, I think this was the one issue that touched me. I was like, you know what, I need to, because this kind of Neurus type of people, they are part of the problem that we have in this country. People who don't tell themselves the truth. As for Akeredolu, I don't know what to say. The man didn't do anything good. In fact, when I hear, okay, he died, may his soul rest in peace, if he can find peace on the other side. What else am I going to do? He stole. He didn't help his community. What about the next person? What is he going to do? At the end of the day,
each and every one of us. Cancer center now and equip it? Of course not. You know that.
At the end of the day, Maiyegun, each and every one of us will be responsible for our actions and for our inactions. If we are waiting for pastors, imams, and I keep saying this, right, then we are not ready, because these people are not prepared to tell you what the truth that you know, okay, that you are waiting for them to tell you, but because your situation tells you that you need to do something about it. You are suffering, there is no money, there's hunger in the land, and you are waiting for people to tell you what to do. Good luck.
Good luck with that. Thank you very much, Charm, for that. I think it is time for us to draw the curtains. It's almost close. So thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening over there. Okay. So this is where we're going to draw the curtains again, right? There's something we must all be sort of, be honest about. All right. And that one of them is the fact that even if you want Nigeria to be whatever you are dreaming of it to be, wishes, they say, if wishes were horses, right, beggars will ride. Okay. The reality of Nigeria today is the fact that those politicians who were milking the division, the divisive politics that they have been playing, as well as those who are funding different kind of violence behind the scene to sustain that sort of a power grab or power or whatever they are holding on to. The reality out there today is that they have planted enough division that are becoming more pronounced. And if all of you can no longer tolerate yourselves, as it is becoming obvious now, the Middle Belters are detaching themselves from the rest of northern Nigeria because they have had enough. Okay? So the Fulani terrorists that are everywhere for land grabbing and the rest of that, okay, they have further make these indigenous people of Middle Belt to begin to ask themselves the right question. What is going to be their place in this Nigeria? Do they even still want to be part of this Nigeria? And if they are going to be, would they be given that choice of choosing how they want to be part of that Nigeria? Down south, Tifnumbu and his Lagos Sabobaku are spreading the ethnic division, tribal division. And in fact, they are currently trying to give the treatment of, the Jews, where they will say, oh, if you have this blood, you don't have this full blood and all of that stuff. They've already started that with their politics, where they have managed to ostracize somebody who is a Yoruba man from a Yoruba reputable family, Abi. Then they turned it on to something they are about to kind of make a tribal war between the Igbos. Well, they've already made it. So this is just to let you know that if they succeed, the children that you are, the marriages, the union that are being kind of solemnized, like the ones you have in the Middle Belt and then the Fulani, the Hausas and all of that, that are already breeding this more like, you know what, we don't want to be with you anymore. So that similar thing is what we would advise everybody in the South as well. Like, listen, you cannot save Nigeria. If there's anything that we need from one or another, why, if they say we need one another, of course I will agree. And that needing one another means if we have a chance of sitting together to have a chat, the conversation or the decision should border on when are we going to break up Nigeria so that like the Europeans, we will have our identity, our language, our culture, our tribe. We can defend ourselves. We can defend all those things. And we can defend our civilization. You see all these clashes of civilization, clashes of ideas, clashes of, religion and all of that stuff that are enveloping Nigeria today. The only solution is when you let people keep their identity. Nigeria is not an identity. No, it is not. There's no Nigerian, you know that, right? So do not be afraid. Nobody should be afraid of standing alone. Okay? There are smaller countries all over Europe that some of us actually go to. But when you understand what independence and freedom truly means, away from this contraption forced together called Nigeria, please, when you have that chance, you will help us and join us in breaking up Nigeria and saving lives. It is just the only solution that you haven't, or we haven't really tried. We will when we stop living in denial. Thank you. And I will see you some other time. Yeah? Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe Maiyegun Diary, na ibi number one.
Ó sì tún ṣeré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, na ibi number one.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, na ibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, na ibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun Diary, na ibi number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun Diary, na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí o ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.